Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
What was the reason y'all didn't have Vaughn active in week one? Was it just kind of a matter of kind of what y'all were wanting to play defensively?
Yeah, look, he's going to be up in this game, and a lot of it had to do with just a decision in regards to the kicking game. he's doing well. He's healthy. He's had a good week of work. We'll see him a lot in special teams. No specific reason.
Sean, with that hard count last week, Drew got him on. I'm just curious, is there anything about just the optics in a stadium that has maybe changed how that sounds? Is there anything you have to protect against because that's a little bit different sounding?
Well, look, I think there is. Look, it's like a practice environment, and so for both teams, very quickly, the defensive lines can begin to hear the cadences without the road crowd noise. Of course, that would be on defense, but I do think it's a little different. The timing of the play worked well, and it's something we work on and we play around with in different formations. But I do think it's different now.
Does Emmanuel Sanders play like kind of a veteran mentor role in your receiver room right now? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think he's number one. He's experienced and he's picked up the playbook. We keep looking for ways that uniquely fit his skill set to get him the football. And I would say yes to some. We have some young players on this team that are at the receiver position, and generally speaking, the guys that have been in the league a little bit longer can help those guys out. His transition, being in his first year here, obviously is picking up what we're doing, and he's done that well. So, he is one of those guys that they look up to, and he's got a real good feel for playing the position, and I think that helps when it comes to talking with younger players.
Hey, Sean, I'm just curious. Obviously it's just one game that you guys have played, but you ran more than you passed. You had 9 different guys targeted in the pass game. Is that kind of balance what you're going for here offensively, or just a reflection of how the game unfolded?
I think a little bit of how it unfolded. I felt like when we watched the film after the game, there were a number of things that we would have liked to have done better. When you get 3 turnovers and you get a lead like we had, your rushing numbers then can build a little bit, in the second half. But a little bit of a byproduct of the game, and yet I think it's important for us as an offense to establish that balance and have the running game that complements some of the other things that we want to do. And so it was kind of how that game unfolded, though.
Thank you.
How about Latavius Murray specifically in that? Did you guys take a look this offseason at a way to give him a more defined or consistent role, possibly after his touches would vary so much from
Great question.
It's a challenge with 2 backs, and certainly we feel like even when Alvin was injured last year and he carried the load, man, he's someone that we value a bunch in what we're doing. And it's a challenge for me as a play caller of making sure, he's getting enough touches and we're still getting Alvin, his.
There's a lot of formations, motions, personnel packages. Is that one of the ways he had an influence on you and the way you go about putting together an offense?
Yeah, look, to some degree, I think so. I mean, that was a big first impression. You got to understand, when I arrived there in '97, coming from college offense and into what he was doing there in Philadelphia, that was a huge jump schematically relative to play design, relative to personnel groupings. And I think it's probably something that a lot of college coaches go through when they enter our league, but I certainly did. And, we would study certain teams. I can recall breaking down Green Bay, breaking down Kansas City and San Francisco, teams that maybe had similar styles, and looking for ideas, personnel grouping wise, formation wise, and look, to this day we do the same thing. And John's tape is someone that we look at every week. So Yeah, I would say that was the beginning, definitely.
Did he also kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of teach you the way to grind? You know, like looking at a ton of film, stand up late, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I felt he used to say I looked like a boxer in the 11th round, bags under my eyes and getting adjusted to the schedule. But that his intelligence and his work ethic are really impressive, and have had a lot to do with him being a Super Bowl winning coach and a guy that's respected by so many.
Hey, Sean, I don't even know if you would know the logistics of this, but if there was a problem with the hotel y'all are staying at on the road, could you change last minute? I say that because I just saw a news article about a big outbreak at one of the hotels in Vegas.
Yeah, look, I read the same article, Catherine, and I think that hopefully with what we're doing, this is the only game on the road that we're playing at a hotel that's occupied with other guests. Then the remaining 7 are all buyouts where it's just our team. So that being said, there'll be a whole wing where we're just basically quarantined in and really going into more of a hard bubble. But that's a good question.
That's Coach Sean Payton chiming in with his thoughts, family. Who that to the beautiful Black and Gold family members in the live stream. Big ups to the family. Good to see you in the live stream. Who that to you and Yearn on this magnificent Saturday. It's it's definitely overcasted. If you're in the region where we're near New Orleans, you'll be getting, or around the area period, you should be overcasted right now and a little rain. Not too much, but not too bad to be talking Saints football. Good to see the beautiful Black and Gold family members chiming in the live stream of this edition of the Sports Coma. And like I customarily been saying for over 5 years, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. Once again, I'm Big Q. This is the Great Saint Think Tank, also known as the Sports Coma. And we in the building, family. We in the building. Now, this is our father. I found it fitting, you know what I'm saying, to come at the family members and let the family members know. Like yesterday, I came at you guys late. Today, I was like, man, let me get the family members be able to come at them because I wanted to have a reaction. Yesterday, a reaction show where I take calls from the family members. I couldn't do it yesterday. I had a tight time frame. Today, I will do that. So today on the show, we'll go up until before 10 o'clock. Actually, before 9:30, I'm going to have to get off and stick to it because tonight is Saturday Night Funk. You know, this is Saturday Night Funk. So all the family members say, Q, what you talking about, man? You going to a party? No. Saturday Night Funk every Saturday afternoon. I usually, I call it Saturday Night Funk. I play old 70s and 80s funk music and play Uno cards and drink punch and pop popcorn and just chill and relax with the family, you know, and it's a good thing, man. Turn all the electronics off and have fun. You know what I'm saying? So they enjoyed it. At first, they wasn't too happy hearing the funk music, but I think they got used to it. So who that to the Black and Gold family members in the chat? Who that? All right. And also let the family members know this will be the final edition of what we call Saturday Saints Talk. Usually I end Saturday Saint Talk when the season starts. So just to let the family members know that this more than likely will probably be the last Saturday Night Funk. Just to let the family members know this could very well be it. So just letting you know that. All right. Well, not Saturday Night Funk, the last Saturday. Saturday Saints Talk, I mean. The Saturday Night Funk is on, baby, forever. But, you know, like I said, but it's only until the season is over with. And we usually do, we kind of move the show to Sunday. And we created basically what used to be we created virtual TSC virtual tailgate, which is 2 hours before the game. And then there's a post game. So there's 2 shows. There's a pregame show on games day called TS Virtual Tailgate. And then there's the post game report after the game is over with, just to let the family members know. So that, that's right, Punch. That's right. Ain't nothing in it, Revolt. You know, it's all good. All right, who that to the Black and Gold family members? Dwayne Randolph, who that to you? JT, who that to you, bro? And God bless you as well. Who that to you? Don, who that to you? 985J in the building. What up, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Okula McGee, who that to you? Wayne Brady, who that to you? He says, first of all, who that to you and your family and all the Black and Gold Nation out there. Second of all, we beating the Raiders 35-10. He says, my last name is Bradley, not Wayne Brady, fam. You know, you get that a lot, don't you? I'm sorry, Wayne. Bradley, there you go. You get that a lot, don't you? All right. Sorry, Wayne. Oh, Wayne Bradley. All right, bro. Okay. Thank you, bro. Uncle Paul, who that to you as well? Good to see you in the chat. Big ups to you, Kenny Sutton. Ferg 318, who that? Good to see the family members in the chat as well. All right. Good to see you, brother. JT said, hey, Q, you don't have to come on midnight. I'm still going to wait for you. Yeah, we got 24 hour. The 24-hour Saint. It's called Saints Headquarters or Saints HQ. That's our 24/7 live, 24 hours, 7 days a week Saint talk. You know, if you can't sleep, turn on the Saints HQ. That's what we call it, Saints HQ, Saints Headquarters, 24/7, 365 days Saint. I mean, it's a great concept. Glad that we have it, and man, we just revolutionizing this thing. All right, William, good to see you in the chat as well. William, who that to you? Sad Scott, who that to you? Brian Pearson, who that to you? Kenyatta Lavender, who that to you? Kenyatta, good to see you. Till, my dog Till, a legend in the building, who that to you as well. Shedrick, big ups to my dog Shedrick chiming in as well. Uncle Paul says Peyton, always making problem not to include him. Remember McCarthy was in that OC that called plays other than Peyton. Yeah, he was the low man on the totem pole. All right, brother Jerry, who that to you, man? He said, TJ said, hey, Q, also CB from CND Podcast. Said, okay, thank you, bro. Tell the brother TJ, much love to both of them. And CB, man, them some good dudes, man. And we fortunate, bro, to have so many great family members, man. You know, big ups to TJ at the Saints, the State of the Saints podcast, and CB from the the WDN chat line podcast. So much love to those brothers, man. You know, big ups to them, man. Much love to those brothers, man. And I'm glad that, you know, we got a relationship, a positive one where we communicate and say, hey, man, we all support each other. I think the world of those dudes, they doing excellent work. And, you know, they know my stance. They know how I feel about them, baby. So who that to all the brothers. All right, Dwayne, who that forever. Thank you, Dwayne. Revolt Control in the building. What up, Revolt? Good to see you, Hamel. Good to see my homie Revolt in the chat. Lori, who that, Lori? Lori Hackler in the building. Good to see you, Lori. Who that to you, baby? Gary Caraway, what up, fam? Good to see you, Gary. All right. Big Uncle Paula says, Big Q, the family times is price. That's right, bro. You got to get them while they're young, man. You got to play with them and, you know, and have fun with them, teach them and everything. And I'm big on family, bro. I really am. I'm big on family, as you can tell. Arnold Landry, who that to you, says, who that Q? I'm in the house with y'all. All right. Arnold, appreciate you, my brother, for joining us. Wayne says, I do, big bro, I do. Well, you know, bro, but at least they're making a mistake on somebody that's successful and got some money. It ain't too much of a thing, but I get you, bro. Thank you for that. All right, Dada. What up, Dada in the building as well. Big dog Dada chiming in from Mississippi. Hit the like button, please. All right, please stump upon that thing. That's more family members starting to chime into the show. And William says, Big Q, these guys that got signed to the practice squad, they let go Kemon Hall. Yeah, I got that article, and I'm going to share that with the family. Tramal, who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat as well. And if you're listening and you want a who that, give me a who that and get a who that back, baby. Hit that like button, family. Hit the like button and share the show in your social media links. So, yeah, I'm going to cover that, and that's what we're going to talk about on this edition of the Sports Con. We had old Coach Payton open it up. We're going to go over Saturday's injury report. We're also going to go over a few articles for you guys. We're going to talk about the additions the Saints made to the practice squad. We're also going to cover an article on Zack Vaughn. We're going to cover that as well. And then after that, then I'm opening up the phone lines and talk to you and Yearn. So let me get through these articles as we get fired up in this thing, and we're going to start it off. So just give me just a second, family, and we're going to do it. Dwayne says, I love you, Big Q. TJ always speaks high. I love you. Much props to all of you young fellas holding down these Saints podcasts. Thank you. Yeah, TJ, man, is a good dude, man. And I talked to TJ, man, what was it? When I was on the show last time. Maybe that's a week or so ago. I forget. Time moves so fast, man. I'll be doing so much. But I talked to him, man, and he told me where he was from. And I said, man, where? And he was like 2 blocks from where I grew up. So we come from the same neighborhood, and that's really something awesome, you know. But even if he wasn't, man, he didn't come from the same neighborhood. He was from uptown. I got family all over the city, all over the region, you know. So even if he didn't come from there, he got a good soul, man. He got a good soul, CB, and a lot of the family members. I call them all family members. They know that. I consider them great honorary, great Saint family members. They know that. And yeah, I speak the world of them dudes very highly. They are good dudes, man. They really are. They are good human beings. They're good men. They solid. They work hard. They're family men. And you know that's a great thing to be. And they lead a great example, man. And that's a terrific thing. So you know that's you know they know that how I feel about them, man. So thank you for saying that, Dwayne. And y'all can tell them what I said. They already know. The brothers listen to the show. But thank y'all for letting me know what they said as well, man. That's really positive, man. So just let them know, man, everything is reciprocated 110% fold. So big ups. All right, now family, give me just a second and we're going to move and I'm going to share my screen with you guys and we're going to go over the injury report for Saturday and the Saturday Sports Coma. The Saturday Saint, and I'm going to say this is the last Saturday Saints Talk episode that we're going to do. Now, they might have some games, you know, maybe later on and we'll bring it back. But really, Saturday Saints Talk was something that we did to ultimately, you know, when real, you know, regular game action was out of the way, you know, but we usually stopped because we covered LSU. And that was something that, you know, we always paid attention to because we do Tough Tiger Talk podcast. So just to let the family members know that. And I wanted that day freed up for family activities and other stuff. But, you know, but anyway, here's the injury report for Monday night's matchup as the Saints do it again. And, of course, at the top of the list, you can see the man himself. And I know a lot of people are thinking about what's going on with Davenport, and we shall see. You know, Marcus Davenport's elbow, he didn't play at all, not a lick. Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and it's his game status for Monday is out. O-U-T, he's out for the game. That's 2 weeks straight. Marcus is not there. Michael Thomas is also listed as out, despite various reports talking about he might play. I think that's just smoke. And then you look at Cesar Ruiz, which I'm really happy about. Cesar Ruiz, ankle, he was limited, and then he fully practiced Friday and Saturday. I'm really interested to see exactly what's going on with Cesar Ruiz. I'm really anxious to see him because, listen, when Ruiz gets in there with the Saints offense, this will be the starting offense for the rest of the season, barring injury, okay? Because whether Ruiz is playing center or guard, whatever, this is the combination of starters that you will have. This is the starting line, and I'm really interested to see, you know, watch how things look with Ruiz in there opposite of Nick Easton. You know, Nick Easton, those guys, they were missing a few of them missing blocks and they weren't blocking correctly. They are going to iron out those wrinkles and look a lot smoother this time around. So I'm really bucked about Cesar Ruiz, and we'll finally get an opportunity to see him in the game. Also, P.J. Williams is coming back. He was fully practiced for the entire week. He shall be back there. And a lot of people say whatever Q about P.J., but P.J. provides good depth. Just as long as he's not starting at the cornerback position, I'm happy. And then, of course, Chase Hanson, who is a backup linebacker, he was limited but did not play, and he's officially listed out with a hip situation. Now, going over to the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, the Raiders here, they got a more extensive injury report than we do. Sammy Young is doubtful for the game, didn't practice all week long. Doubtful status. Jason Witten did not play, but he was not listed. But his injury doesn't have anything to do with any harm. He's not NIR, simply means not injury related. So it might be family, might be, you know, whatever it is. You anticipate he'll be starting as a backup behind Waller, the tight end that you need to worry about. Okay, looking at Henry Ruggs. Ruggs didn't practice, and both Thursday and Friday. Saturday, he was limited and listed as questionable with a knee situation. Whether he plays or not, I still say he plays because today's questionable used to be yesterday's probable. They eliminated the probable designation, and probable became questionable, and doubtful became questionable. If you got my drift. Probable, it used to be probable. They eliminated that, and questionable became probable, and doubtful became questionable. If you can follow me on that, if that makes sense to you. But Henry Ruggs is questionable, regardless if he plays or not. He's dealing with injury, which means he's not going to be 100%. So we still got to put locks on him and clamps down on him. Nick Kowalski is listed as doubtful, a very good linebacker they picked up from Cleveland. He is listed as doubtful. Richie Cognito is dealing with an Achilles issue. He was limited in practice. So like I said, a lot of their linemen are dealing with issues. Rodney Hudson is not injury related and did not play. I'm probably anticipating Hudson playing in some degree. And then, of course, Trent Brown, who was one of their better offensive linemen, was doubtful with that calf issue. Cornerback Damone Arnett fully practiced. He should be good to go. Jacobs was dealing with an ankle injury, but he was full for the entire week, full practice. So his ankle, it looks a lot better. Arden Key looks good with the knee. LaMarcus Joyner did not play, but he is listed as full, and he has that NIR, not injury related. And Joyner is a veteran back there to help him out. And of course, you look at guys like John Simpson, whom they might be called on to play. He had a shoulder issue and was limited and listed as questionable, which he should play. So some of the Vegas guys, Henry Ruggs dealing with a knee, listed as questionable. And then, of course, you're looking at guys like Josh Jacobs, who was suffering from an ankle issue, but he's listed as a full participant all week long. So we'll see how it goes. So once again, to rehash the injury report or recap it, Davenport is listed as out for week number 2. So it's on to see if he'll be ready for Green Bay. And if he's not ready for Green Bay, then questions should be put up about what's going on with his elbow. That's the whole thing going on. Let's move on to the next story, family. We're going to talk about this one. As Saints center or guard, Cesar Reed's feeling a lot better after ankle injury. Still to work at center and guard. Now, this is coming from NOLA.com, and it's dropping the science on the family members about everything that's going on dealing with Ruiz, and I'm really bucked about this. One's coming from Amy Just. Sean Payton put it bluntly, the Saints didn't draft interior Cesar Ruiz in the first round for him not to start the season. The team made a move to back that up, to releasing 3-time Pro Bowl guard Larry Warford shortly after the draft, but Ruiz's future position on the line wasn't yet in stone. He and second-year lineman Eric McCoy were going to be splitting time in the training camp of both center and guard, despite McCoy starting every game at center for the Saints last season. Just a few days into a Ruiz rotation over to the center, the rookie sustained an ankle injury and missed the last 5 days of training camp. Ruiz continued to miss practice during week 1 with his ailment, ultimately missing the first game of the season Sunday against the Bucs. After all that, he returned to the field in a limited role Thursday and fully practiced Friday, meaning he's close to being able to play in his first NFL game in Las Vegas. He's feeling a lot better, Payton said Friday. He's obviously a guy that we're excited about getting in the swing of things. Payton said Ruiz will continue to get snaps at both center and guard. And McCoy, Ruiz, and veteran guard Nick Easton, who filled in at right guard, Ruiz will continue to get a lot of work between them. Even so, Ruiz said he does not have a preference to either center or guard. I just want to be out there on the field, Ruiz said during training camp. I'm learning both positions, so it doesn't really matter to where I play. And told Ruiz had missed 8 practices before getting back on the field this week, but one of his attributes that stood out to the Saints during offseason will continue to help him in the role is his ability to pick things up quickly. He was progressing at both spots, says Pete Carmichael, and he's a quick study, and it's been beneficial for him. Starting right tackle Ryan Ramczyk agrees too. He's a smart football player. On August the 16th, I thought he's going to be able to adapt well into the league. He's strong. He's a physical kind of going back into the padded thing. He's going to be able to showcase really what kind of player he is when he puts the pads on. Ruiz, before he got hurt, said being away from the game for 8 months was the biggest challenge he had to deal with between the college and the NFL. And of course, when the pads likely do come on again for Ruiz and the game setting on Monday, it'll be the first time he's playing in a meaningful game since January 1st in the Citrus Bowl for Michigan. And that's where Ruiz, in the eyes of his coaches, can begin to make real progress. Until you actually play a game, there's always questions. That's what Coach Rouchard said August 31st. We're not in a situation where we're playing a preseason game to see those guys go against different competition. But everything we've seen in practice and coverage is that he will be ready. And I agree with Coach Rouchard. Is it Rushard that is this Ruiz kid is good? Now, ideally speaking, you will want to see him at the center position because, he's truly a center and a really good one. And McCoy will be an excellent guard. But I know eventually it'll happen. We'll see how the progress rate. But I just want to see Ruiz stay as healthy and be able to build camaraderie with that line. So that's really a positive thing. I really like. We can't have Davenport, but we have Ruiz. I'm really happy with that. All right, on to the additions made by the team on this one here. Saints practice squad add 2 free agents after tryouts. If you didn't know, the Saints added a couple of guys to the practice squad. And let's go over who they are. New Orleans Saints brought in a pair of free agents in tryouts early this week. And this is from Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football. Says reports that they have signed to the Saints practice squad defensive lineman Anthony Zattel and defensive back Grant Haley were listed on the Daily NFL Wire as visiting with the Saints on a trial basis on September the 17th. Now they'll be wearing black and gold. Zattel, whatever, 28, is listed at 6'4", 275. He appeared in 53 games in the NFL with several different teams, though he hasn't started since 2017 and notched 6.5 sacks and 43 combined tackles and 61 starts with the Lions. The former Penn State star most recently played in 4 games with the Niners, including 3 playoff games in the Super Bowl. So this guy, 6'4", 275, a defensive edge rusher coming in this thing. And the thing is, he joins also Willoughby on the practice squad, who's another defensive end with promise. The other guy the Saints picked up was Haley, who's 24, is listed as 5'9", for real. We could have just kept your boy from the XFL, man. 190 pounds. He's another Penn State alum. Remember those relationships. He's a special teams dude, man. He was coached by, look at that, Saints special teams coach Phil Galliano in Happy Valley. So Phil getting his picks and chooses because, remember, you got Blake Gillikin because of Phil Galliano, the assistant special teams coach underneath Dan Rizzo. So, I mean, you was able to get Blake Gillikin, which turned out well. Now we end up with this kid, 5'9" Haley. And let's see, says before joining the Giants in 2018, Haley appeared in 25 games over the last 2 years, starting a dozen times, and was credited with 76 combined tackles, 65 of them solo, 7 tackles for a loss, but just 2 passes defense. New Orleans had just 1 spot open on their practice squad. Shaquille left for an opportunity with Denver, so expect a corresponding move to be reported. Now, Underhill added that practice squad cornerback Kemon Hall was not spotted at the team's facility on Saturday, so that might be a clue. But we don't know for certain until the daily transaction wire is updated, so stay tuned. So it probably will be Kemon Hall out of here for 5'9" cornerback Grant Haley. So you got 2 new Saints there. And of course, in the words of Mozzie, Uncle Mozzie, he would probably call these guys great value, but we'll see, man. These are practice squad players. And if the Saints need to call upon them for duty, we'll they'll come in and serve, hopefully, and do the right thing. All right, into our final article of today, we're going to talk about Saints rookie linebacker Zack Vaughn expected to make NFL debut against the Raiders, which is a positive because we were looking to see what Zack Vaughn could do, just like we were looking at Cesar Ruiz. We want to see these young guys and what they can do. And according to the article, this one here is by Johnson. It says rookie linebacker Zack Vaughn was inactive for New Orleans Saints season opener, but he's expected to make the NFL debut Monday against the Raiders. Saints coach Payton said there was no specific reason for Vaughn to be among the Saints inactive in the Saints Week 1 game against the Bucs, though he did have an oblique reference to special teams in the lead up to the answer, saving a lot of decision was relative to the kicking game. He's going to be up in this game, he says, doing well. Now, of course, we just played him saying that the Saints traded up with early portion of the 3rd round to get Vaughn out of Wisconsin. He put a lot on his plate early, shifting him to off-ball role that he spent much of the breakout senior season as an edge defender. Vaughn was not listed on the injury prior to being injury report prior to the game being inactive for the opening, though he did miss a significant chunk of training camp when an undisclosed injury, like everyone else, did not have the opportunity to receive the live reps in preseason games. He could fill the special teams role occupied by Chase Hanson, who played 39% of the special team snaps in Week 1, but will miss the Raiders game with a hip injury. So you'll see Zack Vaughn out on the field doing special teams work. I don't anticipate them using in a defensive pass rush your role. You never know. But if they have injuries to Davenport, you might see him cycle in there and play a little special teams, and you never know. It most certainly wouldn't hurt to see Zack Vaughn thrown in there and say, man, go get that quarterback for us. I would love to see that as well. So, and that's a list of all the stories we covered. Where we went with the Saints injury report. Of course, we know that Thomas and Davenport's not going, but Ruiz and Williams are. We talked about Ruiz, his mindset on being back. We talked about the additions of 2 practice squad players in the team, Anthony Zettel, the defensive lineman, and cornerback Grant Haley, and also Zack Vaughn expected to make his debut as a special teams linebacker, and perhaps something else. We'll see. We'll see all too well. So who that for the rest of the Black and Gold family members chiming the live stream, please smash upon the like button if you can. Over 50 people, got about 18 likes. Please hit the like button. Let's keep it going. Uncle Paul said here, BQ, don't forget about Tulane Green Wave. Oh yeah, the Green Wave. We talked about the Green Wave. I made mention about them. They were playing, what was it? Were they playing Army or Navy? I forget who they were playing. Let me see if I can pull them up and see if they did anything. They should be able to beat that team. They should be able to beat them, man. Tulane is on the come up. There's a lot of talent down here, man, and they should be able to definitely be a lot better than what they are. They got a pretty decent coach there as well. So let me check on Tulane right quick and see how they do. Sometimes I used to talk about Tulane a long time ago, but I have a thing that say, my mindset is you got to show me something, mister. You can't be, you can't be one of these teams, you just repetitively losing and you're a dumpster fire of an organization, but, and I'm supposed to talk about you. Oh, no, sir. Law Tech is trailing 13-10 to Southern Miss right now, so that's interesting as well. Let me see if I can see what Tulane did if they won. Let's see here. Trying to see if they won. Hold on here. I'm gonna get the full scoreboard in just a second. See if they won. Blew a 24-point lead, says Steve. Okay, Navy won. All right. See that? There you go. There you go. That's why nobody talk about. Ain't nobody talk about your ass. You steady losing. A 24-point lead. How do you blow a 24-point lead? That is absolutely ridiculous. But that is Tulane. They're a joke. They're a joke team sometimes, man. Really sad. Really sad. All right. Anyway, since I know that, ain't no need for me to look for it no more. All right, family, let's keep it going now. We talking Saints now. We're going to give you an opportunity. The live lines are open for the family members to chime in. 504-475-4482. 504-475-4482. 504-475-4482. Live lines are open right now for the family members to chime in on this edition of the Sports Coma. 504-475-4482. 504-475-4482. Live lines are open. Revolt says, Tough Tiger Talk was real good today, Q. Thank you. Appreciate that, Revolt. Appreciate you, my brother. And that's what usually Saturdays is set for Tough Tiger Talk, because usually there's the game. And then we'll recap what happened with Tulane. I got Tulane on the brain now. With LSU, a team that's really doing something. But we'll recap that starting. Now, next Saturday, they have a 2:30 matchup in Death Valley against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. That's Leach's, Coach Leach's with Mississippi State. We should have some fun down in Death Valley, man. So we'll see how that shakes, and we'll have a game. Next week, we'll do the breakdown coming up with the game that morning. Then we'll come back that afternoon to recap the rest of the game for Tough Tiger Talk. So if you LSU fans out there, we also do a Tough Tiger Talk podcast. It's on Tough Tiger Talk channel on YouTube. I think the link is in the description section below if you want to join up for that as well. We do shows every week, man. So we do shows here, we do shows there. We do Pelican Post Game Report. Like I told you, I do a lot of podcasts. It's just what I do. But anyway, thank you for that, Revolt. Big ups to your family. And Mike Larry, good to see you in the chat. Big ups to your fam. He said, I have faith in our roster and our coach, but defense and special teams have to come through again. But I expect our offense to do better. All right. Thank you for that, bro. Appreciate you. Mike Larry, who that to you being positive, bro. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Inevitable says Cesar Ruiz will be playing at the guard position. In my opinion, he should be good to go. Let's see. Inevitable says if we don't get robbed against the Raiders, I'll put money we get holds against Green Bay. I think we should be able to take care of both those teams, man. Defense and holding up, especially if we can get Davenport back for Green Bay. I'm not so much really agitated that we don't have him for this game, just as long as we have him for Green Bay. If he's not there for Green Bay, some questions got to be answered about what's really going on with that elbow, because he should be practice squad, and we shouldn't be adding these canned goods here, these great value defensive ends who have potential, but still in all. Why are we not reaching for guys that have names that can come on and help the team? So, it is what it is, man. Let's keep it going. Steve Gomes, who that to you, brother? He says, any idea who's subbing for Thomas? Right now, pretty much all that's being said is they're going to go into it like they're going into it. You'll see Traquan Smith start on that side. You're going to see Taysom Hill activated. Now, who starts really doesn't matter. Y'all, you know that, fam. And like a lot of the great think takers, they can move players around all around the field. So I'm anticipating Traquan Smith. The way Sean Payton loves Traquan Smith's going to start. And then the third wide receiver will be Taysom Hill. And then you'll see Marquez Callaway, Deontay Harris, and a mixture of other players underneath there all around the field. So I definitely say Traquan Smith starts with Emmanuel Sanders, the 1 and 2 right there. All right, let's keep it going. Thank you for the question, bro. Thank you for answering that question about Tulane and Navy, too. All right, Sad Scott, who there to you, buddy? Uncle Paul says, BQ, I want to see Shy Tuttle and Malcolm Brown and Carl Granderson more in this game. Me too. I want to see a couple of them young guys do it as well. Hold on here, family. I forgot to turn the lines on. I'm sorry. People might be calling and can't get through. I apologize. See, I forgot to turn them on. Hold on. Give me just a second here, family. Give me just a second. I forgot to turn them on. All right, there we go. How did I do that? I just went right away from it. All right. I'm sorry about that, family. Live lines open. I forgot to turn them on. Well, they on now. All right, 504-475-4482, 504-475-4482, 504-475-4482. Live lines open, family. Thank you. All right, he says, I want to see Shy Tuttle, Malcolm Brown, and Carl Granderson more in this game. I think you'll get your wish, Uncle Paulie. And Steve says they blew a 24-point lead. Brock, who that to you, Brock? Good to see you in the chat, family. Sad Scott says prime time may be Jackson State next coach. Yeah, I'm hearing that, bro. I'm hearing that. That's a positive, to see that happen. Aaron Campbell says Shy Tuttle stiff arm. He says Shy Tuttle stiff arm the like button. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you. Aaron Campbell, who that to you, buddy? Please hit the like button, family. Got over 60 family members chiming in the stream to get up. Please feel free to hit the like button. All right, let's keep it going. Steve said, I'm hoping Callaway see a little. Hey, I'm interested in seeing several guys, man. Look, Zach, the guys I really want to see this game, to be honest with you, is 3 rookie guys that we had a chance to see. I want to see, more. Well, actually, it's a little bit more than that. Actually, you could say 4 or 5 guys. Number 1, Cesar Ruiz. He'll be starting at the right guard position. Want to see what he can do. The second guy I like to see would be Marquez Callaway. Want to see what he can do. Malcolm Roach. I want to see more of Malcolm Roach. And I want to see Zack Vaughn. I want to see Zack Vaughn as more too. And curious players I would like to see this game play as Traquan Smith, how he's going to look and how Trey Hendrickson is going to look again in the second matchup. Can Trey Hendrickson live up to what he did against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Or go back to old Trey? That's 2 players that I want to see. And they, ironically, they both former 3rd round draft picks who have not lived up to potential, especially Trey Hendrickson. This is his last year of the contract. He has the ball out. He's finally healthy. He needs to stay healthy and keep turning on the afterburners and playing angry like he did against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's got to do that. And also Traquan Smith's got to play with an attitude too. So hopefully we can get production out of those 3rd round draft picks and keep it moving. All right, family. All right. Remember, the live lines are open. 504-475-4482 will be with you probably for the next hour and a half. So if you want to get in there, this is your opportunity to react to and tell us what you think is going to happen in the Las Vegas matchup. Who you think what you think is going to happen? What's the keys to victory in your opinion? Is your opportunity to chime in. 504-475-4482. The live lines are open whenever you guys want to chime in and let it be known about what you think is going to happen in this game. All right, let's keep it going here, family. All right, Steve says, I want to see more 3 tight end sets, Taysom flank and wide. I like that. I like that, Steve, too. I want to see more 3. I've been preaching that for I don't know how long, bro, about the Saints operating and using the 3 tight end package. We definitely need to do that. We definitely need to put them tight end, especially when you're struggling to throw the ball or you don't have the rhythm or the synergy or the synchronicity of your offense, it doesn't have that harmony right now, and that usually catches on through trial and error. So running the running game keeps the chains moving. It works on the clock. It steals possessions away from the opposing team. It plays a role. So the running game has got to be something that we use in this matchup. I agree with you. I love the number 3 tight. I've been preaching that for I don't know how long, you know. And remember, and this revert back to what Coach Payton said in the interview. Coach Payton opened the show with for us, and he was talking about, and the reporter asked a really good question. You know, he asked, is Latavius Murray going to get more carries and yada, 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 right? And guess what he said? He said, it's getting, you know, having an extra back in there is hard to do. And I'm like, hold on. Is this coach? That's why I was telling you that how would it be Payton has 4 running backs on his active roster, 4 of them. And he talking about a second running back to add in the offense is hard to do for real. It's not hard to do. It's absolutely not hard to do. If you know how to delegate those running backs in certain areas of the game, it's 2 ways you can do it. You can use them as a short yardage back, second and whatever. First, if it's first and short, second and short, third and short, fourth and short, red zone, and you're running the ball, Latavius Murray is your guy. Bottom line, Latavius Murray is your guy with a fullback. The second way to do it is to designate certain areas of the game to personnel, like maybe late in the game, start getting Latavius Murray going on the back end of the game to punish the defense, you know, or get them spotty action, but then spotty action in the first, second, in quarter, but then give them good rotations or good reps in the third and definitely in the fourth to close the game, because defenses don't want to tackle a guy that's 6'3", 230-something pounds running downhill at your ass, especially late in the games. They don't want that. So it's not hard to do. And I kept telling y'all it's been a philosophy change with this guy, and it's not hard to do. It takes discipline. I kept saying that, and I keep saying it today. Running the ball with more than one. He said that earlier. I was like, man, hold on, man. That is not true. Running the ball with more than one back is not hard to do. It is absolutely not hard to do. You're going to have to do that, because if you do that, what you did the first couple of weeks of last year, you're going to get Kamara hurt again like you did. And I said, man, they need to stop running them that much. All right, family, thank you for chiming up with the great Saint Think Tank who's on the phone line. Hello, hello. All right, whoever it is, they dropped off. All right. All right, live line still open, family. 504-475-4482. 504-475-4482. 504-475-4482. All right, let's keep it going. I'm trying to find out where that dang gone pen went to. Kids was around here somewhere. All right, well, I guess I'm going to have to use my highlighter. All right, family, can you hear me? All right, we keep it there. Whoever's calling, they're having issues with their phone. They keep hanging up. All right, let's keep it going, family. But absolutely, man, this is what I'm saying about dealing with a guy like Sean Payton's philosophy, running the football. Like, we talked about that, man. We talked about that before. We really did. We talked about that, and we covered it, and we talked about the philosophy. It ain't hard for Sean Payton when he was running it with the Super Bowl. In 2009, he didn't have a problem running. That's why I keep documenting to people, because they don't understand where I'm coming from, why I keep telling them this ain't the same coach. That's why you're not getting Super Bowls. Because any coach that has discipline know that you can't throw the ball around and be unbalanced and then have a 70-30 style offense. That's absolutely stupid. You know, you can't do that. That's why you're not going deep in the playoffs. You're going to win games in the regular season because, you know, you're going to play against teams that are not disciplined, teams that's going to beat themselves, you know, and then you're just better than the rest of the guys that you're playing against. It's just what it is. But when you get into them playoffs, notice when you get into the playoffs, that's when it all falls apart. You can win double digits all damn year long. 11 and 13 back-to-back seasons. But when it comes down to winning in the playoffs, you can't win in the playoffs. All right, family. Thank you for joining the great Saint Think Tank. Who's on the line?
Hey, Big Q. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro. How you doing?
All right, this is Cedric.
Cedric, what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Nothing much. I just want to get up here and talk about what you're talking about.
Come on with
running
it.
the football.
Yes, sir.
we could have been winning the game if we would run the football. I mean, if look at Minnesota, they don't have the greatest passing attack, but they run the football with Dalvin Cook and they win these games. And you can't tell me that Alvin Kamara can be like Dalvin Cook because he can. If you ask me, Alvin Kamara is better than some of these guys that they got up here. He's just not utilized the way other players are utilized.
Right.
And I feel like we are disrespecting Alvin Kamara by the way we are using him. I understand he can catch the ball and all that. But, I mean, he's a back. Some backs can put the team on their back. And I think Alvin Kamara can be that kind of back if we would give him the opportunity to run the football. And, I mean, if you get Taysom Hill in there quarterback, Peyton, that's all you going to be doing is running the football. Because, I'm a BYU fan. I love the Cougars. Go Cougars. And, when Taysom Hill was playing for the BYU, all he did was run the ball because he didn't have the receivers that he had now at BYU. The receivers that Taysom had when he was at BYU was absolute trash. But now he got good receivers and he could throw that ball and run it too. I think that's going to be a dangerous matchup. And I think Peyton just needs to learn how to run the football when he gets these leads. If you asked me, we would have won that 49ers game if we would have ran the football. No, he want to sit up there and let a 41-year-old go out there and throw the ball all over the place. I mean, what did you expect was going to happen? We had the lead in that 49ers game. We could have been the number one seed. But Peyton want to get out there and show everybody that, I'm this good coach. I can play all these magic plays. And you see that 49ers defense was not coming with that mess. Run the football, Peyton. Every Saints fan that you ask want the ball to be ran. Sunday, you did an absolute good job of running that football, Peyton. You ran it. You ran it and we won. We beat them. Run the football. You're going to have to do it against this Raiders team because the Raiders, people think they ain't nothing. People think, we going to beat them. We going to beat them. We got another thing coming. Because every time we play the Raiders, it's a good game. If you look at these last 3 years that we've played them, they have held up with us. It's been like 1.3 point. It'd be like 1.3 point games that we win with the Raiders. The Raiders is not a bad team. And if you don't run the ball when you got to lead against the Raiders, they're going to blow it up in your face. We want you to run that football, Sean Payton. We tired of seeing Drew Brees out there throwing the ball every 5 minutes. That man, Drew Brees needs this championship ring. He's tired of the media playing with him. He wants this ring, Payton, run the football. That's all I want to say. Because it aggravates me when I see Peyton out there not running that ball.
Yeah, Cedric, you 100% right, my friend. I mean, you right as rainwater, man. And let me tell you another thing, bro. I played earlier. Peyton came in. I brought him. He opened the broadcast for us today. And the thing I was thinking about with Sean Payton is this. He said that he said that it's hard to add an extra running back or run another running back in the system. I'm like, no, man.
That's not true.
But that's what I'm saying though, Cedric. That shows you, like, people be looking for receipts, and I say, listen, just use your eyes. But sometimes people, they don't see what
Look
you
at
see.
the 49ers,
I know. They got 3 backs they use, Cedric. Sometimes they mixing 3 and several other people. Minnesota said they were going to do that philosophy. And several other teams out here said they was going to do the same thing. So, but Sean Payton has 4 backs on his active roster, but he says in the interview it's hard to run more than 2 backs. That is absolutely not true. So hopefully that's not an indication into him going back to trying to force feed the offense with Alvin Kamara like we did last year when it ultimately got him hurt. You got to mix up those backs. And he was saying that last year about the about Latavius Murray, not knowing enough about the offensive playbook to be used. That's why they say he wasn't used last year. This year, it shouldn't be that. It should be Latavius Murray as the battering ram because they have 4 backs on this team. You got Kamara there who has a certain amount of power, but he's a satellite guy that can move around. You got Ty Montgomery who can run with power as well. He's skillful, but you got 2 power backs, and they probably ain't going to use Dwayne Washington like that unless they really are desperate. But listen, if you got 4 running backs on your active roster, whether he be active game day or not, if you have 4 active backs, I would try to get those guys involved. And like I said, a good plan is to, if you don't know how to use them, start using them. Latavius, the short yardage back. Simply, if there's short yardage you want to get, then put Latavius in there. And if you want Kamara to be in there, because you got to have Kamara in there, line him up in the slot as a decoy to draw attention, so then you hit him with the run. So, I mean, there's several ways to get it, and the mere fact that Peyton said it's hard to do when he's ran that in the past. Matter of fact, the Super Bowl year, he used the multiple back system to help win in the Super Bowl. So that goes to show you. But what you think about that?
I think it's a good idea. I think that we have 3 good backs on this roster that could run this ball effectively. And I think Peyton just want to show everybody that, oh, I got a Hall of Fame quarterback that can throw the ball 40, 50 yards downfield. When Drew Brees, that's just not true. He puts everything on Brees. And I think Brees is kind of tired of it. Brees has been doing this for this team for the past 15 years since he's been here, something like that. Brees has been putting this team on his back with his arm. And, I mean, if you got these talented running backs, look, we had Mark Ingram. Just look at what he out there doing in Baltimore with them running the football. Mark Ingram had better numbers than Camara last year. I mean, if you just run that ball and run it effectively, Peyton, just because it blow up one time, that don't mean you got to stop running it. You can still run the football and still pick up yards. Look, the 49ers do it all the time. They're one of the best running football teams in the league. Right. Peyton, you got to stop underusing these guys. These guys are good. Camara is good. Washington, he's good also. People don't understand. They think Washington he's a bust. Washington is not. Washington is a good back. If you give Washington the ball, he can run with it. Yep. He can run with it. And I mean, he's just not using these backs the way they're supposed to be used. Look at the way Carolina used McCaffrey. I mean, we could be doing the same thing. Yep. Peyton don't want to run the ball. He want to throw it. He want to throw it. One day, he go do that, and it's going to cost us a game like it did in the 49ers. You see, that he cost us a game. He wasn't running the football. And I running the football, and I could see how angry you was back then, Big Q. Because you know we should have ran that ball. We could have won.
Give us a better chance.
But, I mean, Peyton, he just got an ego. And I don't know what is with him and his ego. And I think he's he's the best coach in the league. You're one of the best coaches in the league. You one of them. But you just got to get your ego out the way and think about the team. Stop thinking about yourself. Think about this team. We could have been 4-time, 5-time champions by now. We could have went to the playoffs and won. But Peyton, he always want to address the offense. This year I think it's one of the only years that he's really addressed the defense, and we kind of got good. Because if you look at it these past years, the defense is what's been letting us die. I mean, Brees is, and that's where I wanted to ask you, Big Q. I wanted to ask you how you feel about people saying that Brees can't do what he could do no more. Brees ain't the same Brees. Brees can't get out there and throw the ball and stuff like that. He can't throw it deep downstairs. I want to see how you feel about that, Big Q.
I disagree with people saying that, and I've been trying to get people to erase whatever that is, because that's yesteryear's frame of thinking. That's yesteryear's. Drew Brees came into this offseason, and he went right to the problem, which he knew that he needed to push the ball down the field. So he was there, and he was working with his trainer, and the guy said, okay, we're going to get that arm right. So he gave Drew, and I keep telling people this, and they can go and research these stories themselves, because there were several articles from different publications that wrote about this, that the trainer gave Drew a ball. It wasn't a football, but it was a weighted ball that was the same weight as a football. And he told Drew, I'm going to give you 1 month to throw this ball, this weighted ball, 50 yards. And Drew Brees, he said, he goes, okay, you'll give me a month? Yep. And Drew did it in 3 weeks. And not only did he do it one time, but he did it multiple times. And then he was doing it in training, and then he wasn't even throwing the football. The guy had him throwing a weighted ball, and then when he finally got the football, he was just lunching the damn thing. Plus, the guy had him doing surfer exercises with his arms and rotators, getting his arms and everything right. So, I mean, what I'm saying about that is people are missing that. They're missing that bit of information. And I covered that when we did the show, when I talked about the Fox team, the people that's on ESPN, and the guy, Orflarski, the third string ass backup, who's talking about, I'm concerned about Drew pushing the ball down the field. I said, you have no evidence of what you're talking about. I watched the Tampa Bay game, went back and watched it 3 times, and I did not see any evidence of Drew Brees' arm where it says that it's. So why are you pushing this narrative that the man can't sling the rock down the field, but praising that other idiot in Tampa Bay? To me, is absolutely insane that they're doing it. That's why I hit those bastards with everything I got, and I'm gonna continue to, because you outright lying and misinforming the public. Because I'm telling you, I know football, and I would tell you the truth that Drew Brees was showing issues like I told people last year. Listen, I'm concerned. You can go back and listen to the tapes. I was saying that, but what changed my perspective was the fact that I seen him throw the 50-yard and the 45-plus yard passes. Then the conversation, Cedric, became, all right, Q, he can throw it 45, 50 yards now, but can he throw it 12 times a game to do it? I'm like, why would he need to throw it 12 times a game? 50 yards down, that is unreasonable. He does not need to throw the ball 12 times down the field 50 yards. That is unreasonable. He can still throw the ball if he needed 4 to 6 times a game downfield. And then on top of that, you don't need your 41-year-old quarterback throwing the ball 35, north of 35 attempts a game anyway when you got a running game. You have 4 running backs on the active roster, even though they might only use 3. You still need to run the ball to help out the 41-year-old quarterback. Why? Because it's a long season. Bring the running attack, and let's win these games with a lot of the run. And Drew gonna have games where he throw 160 yards and throw 2 touchdowns, does not turn the ball over. He ain't crisp. But then you have people say, oh, he ain't help. Drew didn't help his team. Or you some type of. That's why I just lay into these clowns. And I ain't talking about the Great Saint Think Tank, people that don't know, because they might have not seen those reports. But I'm telling you, you've listened to me now. You got a smartphone, get into the Google box and put in what I'm saying and see, and watch several articles come up from NOLA and all these other Saints publications. And some of them got the video in the report showing you him throwing the ball. So let's put the rest, all this stuff that Drew Brees can't throw the ball, and stop listening to them lying, stanky, rotten dogs at ESPN who don't know football. I wanted to play. I'm going to probably play, and we get some stuff because that reminded me that I wanted to be able to play something I had seen from ESPN dealing with Ryan Clark. And I know Ryan Clark lived down here somewhere. I know he lived here. He from here. And he ain't up in Connecticut right now, wherever it is. But he down here somewhere. Yeah. And so we need to pull his card away from him. He ain't nothing but a Saints-hating dog. That's all he is. I'm going to tell you. None of his stuff. But him, you expect him being from the region. All them other people are idiots. But I would expect him to have some type of sense dealing with the Saints. And, you know, at least talk the truth about the Saints. Now, hold on for a second, because Marcus Spears played for LSU, and I'm going to play something for the family members. Hold on here, I'm going to play it for you, because I wanted to play it earlier, and I forgot to bring it. But when you brought that up, that made me remind myself to say, you know what? You remember this, Q, about them dogs talking? And I'm going to play it down the line. I'm going to play it. I'm going to wait to play it, but we're going to get into it. But hold on, bro. We got another person calling. Give me a second. All right. Thank you for calling the Great Saint. Thank you. No problem, Cedric. Who that to you, brother, and be safe. Thank you. Who that? All right, fam. Thanks for calling the Great Saint Think Tank. Who's on the line?
Who that? Q. Who that?
What's up, brother Paul? What's going on, my friend?
Oh, man. Since you put it out there, this is the last one. I got to go out with a blaze of glory.
Yeah, the Saturday Saints talks, man, they've been real fun, man. And that was just something we did every Saturday to kind of, you know, because the season wasn't here, but it's the similar show, but it's gonna shift to Sundays before the game and then after the game, so it kind of breaks up in 2 parts. So I think it works well, though.
Well, that's good. Just wait till we play, you know, so the 49ers Kansas City and give us something that look fresher. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that.
There you go. We bring it back whenever we need it there, brother Paul. How you doing tonight, bro?
Oh, man, I'm doing good, man. This weather operate with us. You know, we got to remember when it's cool weather, no hurricanes.
Yep, right. Yeah, brother Paul, we dealing one. He walking. This one, Beta, I think it's Hurricane Beta. He's tiptoeing up the coast, right around the edge of the coast. And it's real strange how these things, I done seen hurricanes do stuff I ain't never seen them. I seen a hurricane have an eye, then disappeared, and then jumped to 30 miles southeast or northeast of where that eye was. I was like, what? Sure. I was like, well, I've seen some stuff. A lot of hurricanes, man. But
man. Well, we like the Saints. We survive it. We survive it like old Timex watch. Take a licking and keep right on ticking.
That's right. That's what we made of, man. Like I told the family members that's going through some turmoil, I'm feeling them and I'm praying for them at the same time. Because I remember when Katrina took our home, took all our memories, everything. I had 2 stores that went underwater. And it was just, we didn't know where we was coming from. We didn't know what we was going to do. I had to use up all my savings to get back in. And it was just a tough time, man. So if your family members going through stuff like that, I'm just going to keep it honest with the family members and let them know, man, keep your head up, stay prayed up, and know, listen, it happened for a reason. You're going to come through this and you're going to be stronger and better than you ever did before. And I'm telling you, it's a reason, man. So just remember that, family. But but Brother Paul, what you think about? But I'm gonna give me just a second, Brother Paul. I'm gonna play an interview right here for the family members. This is from ESPN. This is Ryan Clark. Now Ryan Clark's supposed to be from down here, man. But you won't talk about a guy that's just a Saints hating dog, man. I mean, seriously. And I don't know Ryan Clark, but Ryan Clark might as well take his stinking ass and move to Dallas somewhere, because all he need to either go out there and don't go by Revolt or Devin or none of them guys in Atlanta, because they're liable to knock him upside his head, because all he do. And listen, I'm telling you now. I'm putting them all on the list. All they do is set up in there. He just been jealous. The Saints had an opportunity to sign Ryan Clark. He was never any good in terms of coming down here with that we wanted him. And to me, he just a Dallas cowgirl, man.
I really believe
it is, man. It got to be. How you cannot give the Saints? That's your hometown team. What kind of person is you? I mean, you belong. You might as well go take your shit and move to Dallas or something. I'm gonna play him because even Marcus Spears, who gets it wrong a lot too. I don't know what Spears is from, but I know he went to LSU. But I know even though Spears is stupid too, and he gets it wrong a lot too. But that Ryan Clark dude is an absolute moron who constantly picks against the Saints.
Burleson ain't too much better.
Burleson, that we expect that out of those guys. But Ryan Clark, that's from the region, that know the brown bag days, that knows what the Saints are going through and the kind of stuff. How you pick? Well, listen, I'm gonna just play him for myself. So y'all hold on here. I'm gonna spin this right here, and y'all gonna hear some stuff. Here we go.
Great Monday Night Football matchup, the Raiders and the Saints. It'll be the first game in this new Las Vegas stadium, the Death Star. We are the NFL Live crew, Ryan Clark and Marcus Spears here. Marcus, who are you taking in this one?
Yeah, I've been a part of a new stadium opening and then getting my head beat in, so I'm taking the Saints to win this game. But be very careful. The Raiders showed a really powerful run game. The offensive line did a tremendous job for Josh Jacobs moving the ball down the field, but it'll be too much. Drew Brees gets back on track. Michael Thomas not playing possibly is a big issue, but I think the Saints at the end of the day has too much firepower for the Oakland Raiders to try to manage it offensively.
Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! I'm going with the Las Vegas Raiders. They're opening up the new stadium. We watched this.
Well, listen to the reasons he give you for why he's doing it.
Josh Jacobs is a big man. Derek Carr found ways to make plays. They even had an audible called Cindy Gruden. So they're not only winning games, but they sending shout-outs to the head coach's wife while doing it. If that's not big baller status, then I don't know what is. Drew Brees struggled a little bit last week. No Michael Thomas this week. A very young secondary that got a game under their belt. Las Vegas gets this one at home. It doesn't mean that they're the better team. Just mean they're going to be better for 3 hours.
Mark?
Okay, you didn't give me one damn reason why they're better. What do a play for his wife, Cindy, got anything to do with this team? And then even admits toward the back end of the conversation that the Saints are a better team. But, so and listen, we are Raiders family members that listen. Anything can happen in football. But come on, man. Y'all know like I know. You got a lot of injuries that's occurring. The Saints are focused. They're determined. And even though you admit the better team, but they're not going to be better Monday night. You don't think? Never mind the fact that how perfect the Saints are in their primetime matchups, especially when they go away on primetime, how crisp these guys are. So, you can pick who you want to pick, but give me some statistics and some breakdown, real breakdown, not silly garbage kindergarten ass stuff like that. That's why I continue to document that ESPN is a flipping joke. They are a joke. these guys are they're morons. None of that. You hear what Marcus Spears said? Well, their Saints going to win because they playing in a new building. The building don't have nothing to do with it, bro. You're not playing. You ain't going. It's not the building. You're not having war with the building. The building is just the building. Ain't no fans in it. I mean, the toughest thing you have to worry about, there's no fans. It's an empty building. You just have to focus in the team in front of you. So there is no home field advantage in terms of the Raider Nation or the black hole being there. That might be something different if you're dealing with the black hole and the screaming Raiders people. That might, help them out. But that type of asinine commentary is literally, that's what kind of stupidity you got to deal with. And that's why I lay into them. And every time they say stupid stuff, that's why I go at them. Ryan Clark is a moron. He's stupid. So is that Marcus Spear. They're both stupid. And they always have dumb, comical, garbage analysis like that. And people letting them make it. But I'm calling you out. Those are stupid reasons, man. That's not, none of that statistical. You talking about the man's wife's got a play named after them. That's why they're going to, no, you said they're going to beat. What statistics do you have to indicate your vantage point? And listen, this is America and they can opinionate and say whatever they want. But listen, when you're talking about sports and you're a TV station that prides itself on using the statistics. These are professionals that use the statistics to amplify or lift them up or put a foundation on what they're saying. Now, listen, fam, that's true. That's straight opinionation over there. That's opinions trying to be passed off as facts. I'm telling you that. There is no statistical or real analysis that he gave to back up what he said. That's why I'm like, man, listen, these people been doing that to us. They've been passing off the opinion as facts. And that's why I label it out. You can opinionate all day. I just turn this stuff off. But when you try to sit up there and talk about statistics and use this to bring your argument, listen, I'm going to meet yours. If you bring in facts and you saying this, I'm saying, well, what facts do you have for that? Well, no, I just feel that way, Q. Okay, well, you feel that way. But if you talking about this and you bring in statistics and I meet your statistics and your statistics is full of you know what, then when you bring stats, I'm going to call you out on your stats and look up your stats. I'm not going to just let you make it. So that's what I'm saying. They're a joke, man. But go ahead, Brother Paul.
No, I'm just sitting here, Q. My brain works like this. Now, while you were playing the comments there, I was just sitting here thinking, you remember the 1992 vice presidential debate? And Admiral Stockdale said, "Who am I and what am I doing here?" That's what Clark sounded like.
You know where he was
at. Absolutely ridiculous, Q. What you think?
I think that's about what it is. He's stealing money from them, but then again, all of them stealing money. None of them bringing nothing real to the table. I mean, one or two of them I can really look into. They actually use the statistics to back the argument. But why should they even do that if the rest of them is opinionating and reading off a teleprompter? It's like if you got all the money in the world, hire the right people that know football. You got a bunch of reporters that you're trying to pass off as football people and former football people that sound like the reporters. There are some reporters that sound more educated about football than some of these former players. I mean,
that's
seriously.
So true.
I mean,
better tell it that.
Right now, and I'm like, we follow too much of football and know too much about the Saints and the statistics, man. This is like, it's like anything else. It's like, it's different. When you talking Saints or we talking Saints, it don't matter who you are. You come with stats. That's how you're relevant. That's how people respect who you are. If you know what you're talking about, people going to get behind you and they're going to say, man, that man know what he's talking about. He talking that real. You know why? Because the receipts are in the building. The reality is that's the reality. People know they don't might have to live like, yeah, Q, that is true. That is true. That is true. And I reference either situations that occurred or I either go back in the past. That's how I was proving Peyton's his drifting away from what the 2009 Super Bowl Peyton was. Because people's like, Q, why we ain't winning anything? Why we failing the playoffs? And I sold them.
Like a shit without a sale. You telling it, Q?
I'm trying to keep it real on it, Brother Paul. That's all I know how to do. But at the end of the day, I'm going to call these dudes out because they're not representing no statistics. Bring some facts and stats. Don't bring your opinion talking about, well, I think they're going to win. You opinionating on national television. You're supposed to be some type of professional. You're supposed to have facts and stats. Who gives a goddamn about your opinion? Bring some statistics to the table, man.
That's so true, Q. While you were talking, I was just thinking about real good, great, and good journalism is went the way of the dinosaur. You, the late Buddy D, John Madden, Pat Summerall, Will McDonald, Brett Musburger. I used to love to hear them call games and talk about games, man. They knew football. Some of them played, some of them coached. So they just wasn't going to even if it was a team that they didn't like, they still tried to be objective. Because I can remember the time John Madden got on Al Davis and, hey, you done fired Art Shell 3 times. What are you doing over there, man? Hey, he just gave his own, team that he coached a tug action with management. Al Davis was fired in the drop of the hat. He didn't play with coaches.
Right. Yeah, he did.
You remember that, Q?
Yep, sure did. He was serious, man. He wanted a winning product. He ain't just let coaches make it. And there was a way to do it, man. There was a process of winning. And when you're a owner that know better, you challenge the coaches and ask them questions. What was your rationale for doing that? We don't have that, unfortunately. With Tom Benson left this world, the only really the only mind that could challenge Peyton in the building, or any other guys like Bensel and the rest of them can challenge him or whatever, or the rest of these guys that sit above him. Lucia and all these guys, these are basically accountants and organizers for the business. They're not really skilled in the business of football. These are paperwork people. But Mickey Loomis is a guy, and then of course the assistant general manager, which is Jeff Ireland knows football, but Ireland hadn't been here long enough to challenge Peyton's play calling or to say, Coach, we failed because you didn't balance the team. But I have absolutely no qualms, no bones about calling Peyton out if he don't operate. And like I said, I pay attention. See, literally thousands of interviews over the period of years. Anytime I play thousands of these people interviews, and I actually sit down and listen to it. I play the interviews on the show so that they be recorded in the archives of the show, so I can go back and play them before they pull them down. Because they do, I got done that before. Like I was talking about something, I went back to look for it and it was gone. So I said, you know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play it on the show for the record and then refer back to it so they can't take that down. So, that's what I tend to do. That's why I play a lot of the interviews. And then when they play the interviews, I comment and say, family, did you hear what he just said? Sean Payton said on the interview opening the show that it's hard to run more than one back in the system. Anybody that's been following the Saints for years know that is not true. That's how Sean Payton won the only Super Bowl the Saints ever had, was using multiple running backs that year. And the thing, and you need to learn, how do you, I don't know how many, 15 plus years down here. And you telling me now it's hard to run more than one? No, it's not. And I just said, listen, all you have to do is 2 ways. I gave him 2 ways. I said, one way, you stipulate short yardage packages exclusively for Latavius Murray, and please give him a fullback. He's a short yardage back, north side of running. Give it to him.
And if he ain't got no fullback, he can hit at that line. He's strong and all that, but you got 6, 7 people in the box. You can't break through 4 people grabbing on you. That don't make sense to you.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not putting word. I'm playing it for people that's here. Right. And I told them that's why you ain't got right. That's why you don't have the Super Bowls. People say, well, Q, how we been winning double digits in the playoffs in a regular season, but getting the playoffs and get ran up out of there? Well, you have to bring the running game with you into the playoffs, and look at the teams that go deep in the playoffs. They're teams that can run the ball well. Why? Because running the ball, you run the ball in the playoffs and wear the clock out. It's a certain desperation that sets in. When the team looks up and see that they're down by double digits, they start throwing out everything and they one-dimensionalize themselves. So either you do it or you make them do. That's right. So it's chess. Well, the problem say, Q, well, what's the problem? We playing chess and everybody else playing. We playing checkers and everybody else playing chess in the playoffs. That's the bottom line. That's what's going on. You have to run the ball and play defense in the playoffs. And last year, the Saints most certainly didn't play any defense, and they didn't run the ball that well. And then they turned the ball over. You can't go in there doing that. So I'm saying, if you're Sean Payton, you have to find a way to run the ball. Don't tell me in the interview that it's hard to use more than one back to run the system, when I know for a fact, because I got a good memory, that we use more than one running back to win your lone Super Bowl. So I mean, come on now, man, with this nonsense. Then I gave him 2 examples, Brother Paul. That one, and then the second one I said, hit him with Latavius a little bit in the first half, and then give him a heavy dose of him in the second half, because no defense want to tackle a 6'3", 230-pound north-south one-cut runner running downhill at you late in the game. Nobody wants to deal with that.
And you could tell with the defense is what Q, they start huffing and puffing. They look at each other, rolling their eyes. They looking at the sidelines of the defensive people like, hey, what we going to do? They just like, hey, we don't know. You know, it gets to the point of the game where you just bewilder them. They don't know what to do. Then, and when you're wearing the defense out like that, Q, like you said, they start grasping for straw. They start grabbing face masks. They start pushing and shoving because they beating.
That desperation.
What you think?
Yeah, you're right. That desperation sets in. That's what happens, and that's why I said the game, when you're in the playoffs, possession is king. If you have an opportunity to possess the ball, you got to let the air out of the ball, or AKA run the clock, eat the clock. It steals reputations away from your opponent from having out there. They can't get their offense on the field. They can't gain a rhythm. You're allowing your defense to rest, and you're working the clock, and you're gaining a rhythm. So it's a plus. We have to dominate the line of scrimmage in that way. And if you do discipline like that, Brother Paul, over time, you'll one-dimensionalize them based on the fact that you're mastering the clock. It's the master of the clock in the playoffs that ultimately win the domination of the line of scrimmage and the mastering of the clock, and you're going to get the game.
Because if the coach he came out under, Bill Parcells, that's how he beat the Buffalo Bills in that Super Bowl. He said, hey, we're going to keep the ball away from Buffalo. They got a high-octane offense. We know we had, because they had a lot of older players on, like Everson Walls and all that. So we know we can't get in the shootout with them. But you know what? He decided, we're going to play defense, and we're going to bash them with big Otis Anderson. And doggone it, Q, if they didn't do that, kept the ball for 40 long minutes. Q, if you keep the ball for 40 minutes in Pee Wee League, you're going to win the game. What you think?
You ain't lying. That squeeze that squeeze a lot of air out of the ball, and boy, that's domination, man. So that's absolutely the case. That is absolutely the case, Brother Paul.
Because when you're on the sideline like that, if you're offense, you start getting cold, you start clamming up. Once you get hot, Q, you don't want to just be, just standing there. You want to get back out there and stay loose. Then guys start cramping up when they do come out there. You just throw it. Be a possibility. Also, Jimmy Johnson said this too. If you beat a team mentally, you already got the game won.
That's right.
Before you can get off the plane, if you can get that mental edge, you can win that thing. What you think?
You're right. Yeah, that's a part of it, brother. Brother P. You got to be able to do that, and that's the dominate. That's the part of the domination aspect of this whole thing. And like Trey Hendrickson said, and several other Saints players said during the last bit of interviews that they had last week, when they talked about the mindset of the team was that of domination. They said, let's go out there and dominate, and the Saints proceeded to go out there and dominate. And that's the mentality that you have to have against a Raider team that has a lot of potential, but they're dealing with a lot of injuries. So and it's not they, but the Saints have to go in there and play their brand of football and do what they got to do. That's the bottom line. It's just it ain't gonna be a walk in the park. But at the same time, we got to take care of business against this team because they got a lot of talent too. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what, Q? This brings me to something else. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but when Sean Payton had Mike McCarthy there as the offensive coordinator and he left, and I heard some people say he tried to beg McCarthy to stay, but they had more balance with the offense when McCarthy was the offensive coordinator than they ever was. It's like after McCarthy left, Sean Payton kind of got sideways and said, well, I'm going to call it. I ain't going to let nobody else beat off. I'm going to run the offense. And it ain't been, balanced since. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, Brother Paul. I mean, it just seemed like I keep saying, I just think we need it's an accountability issue here, man. And all for us to really be where we need to be, he has to be held accountable, man. Like when and the thing is, the reason why I would say, if people say, Q, would you like him to be head coach or the offensive coordinator? I would want him to be a head coach. And it was like, why, Q? Because Pete Carmichael knows enough of that system where he can run that offense. And now the reason why I would like Pete Carmichael to do it, and he can get better over time doing it, I would like Pete because of the accountability angle. If something goes wrong with the offense, if the offense struggles, then we can say, Carmichael, you need to get yourself together. You need to run the ball. But Carmichael will have the account. He would fall under the accountability model because the coach would then he'll get questions for why the team is not running the ball. It'll be aimed at Carmichael, who will be in the pecking order. But they don't ask when the Saints don't run the ball correctly or the Saints fail, the questions don't come to ask Coach Payton to a degree. It's like, why aren't you running the ball more? He gets upset. And then no answers. He gets snappy with the reporters. You can't do that. You can't get snappy with the reporters because they're asking you why you're not running the ball. And they know, just like we know, that it's the key to you running. So how you sitting up there in the press getting upset with the people because they won't find out what's going on. People, the reason why the lady was asking about what's her name was asking about Davenport was because people was asking her. Those people asking her what's going on with Davenport. She don't have no answers. So what she do? She asks him because for whatever reason, the Davenport is not made available. He's not made available for them to directly say, hey, what's going on with your elbow? You know, he's not made available. Matter of fact, they're not even seeing him on the field, so they're keeping him from view. So what is he walking around with a slink on or something? Nobody knows, because if they did, they would have said, we seen Davenport walking up and down the sideline. I read the reports. I didn't hear them say anything about seeing Davenport walking around. Is he walking around with his arm in a sling?
You know, like a conspiracy. He just disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, okay, Davenport is a guy that the Saints had. You know, he got 2 first-round draft picks involved with him. He was a controversial draft pick. Let's get that out of the way. He was a controversial draft pick. How was he controversial, Q? He was controversial because everybody and their mama that was watching the draft thought that when the Saints moved up, they were going for Lamar Jackson because that was the talk. Lamar was still on the board. Now, that was not out of the realm of thinking that the Saints were going to draft Lamar Jackson, being that their quarterback was 39 years old at the time. So, of course, you look and you say, well, we need an heir apparent. Lamar Jackson's there. We know what Lamar could do. And then the Saints move up. I was saying, man, the Saints going to get Lamar Jackson. And what they did, next thing you know, picks in Davenport. I fell off my chair. I said, who the hell is Davenport? Who the hell is this guy? What is this? You pass up Lamar. And then people going to always preference that moment in time when Lamar Jackson keeps balling and doing what he's doing. They're going to say, we could have had that man, just like they say about Mahomes. And some people still, and eventually they'll say about other people, because the Saints had an opportunity to get man, and they got the man. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm in Davenport's corner because I think eventually he'll come through the injuries and he will show up and have a fantastic career for the Saints. That's just what I'm saying. I just got faith in that. I'm just looking. That's what I'm thinking. I'm still going to ride with him. I ain't going to say nothing bad about Davenport because he's still a young kid. Listen, and he frustrated just as you are frustrated that he can't get on the field because he won't play. But third week, Brother Paul, that Green Bay game, and he's still not ready to go. Man, listen here. Questions all around. I hope he is.
I hope he be ready. It's just what if I don't know if you heard this or not, but not too long ago I was listening on WWL. It's just like they gonna talk Matthew Stafford a Saint next year. So don't be surprised if his name is in the hat. What you think about that?
Stafford would fit the Saints offense. He got a strong arm. He can step up and throw the ball. He's gotten a little bit accurate. The issue with Stafford I don't like is his back. He had an issue injury-wise with his back. I don't know how healthy he is. And then he has a massive contract. I mean, a lot of money allocated to him. But Stafford in the Saints offense would look really good. I'm going to keep it real. He fits the Saints offense. He could throw the deep ball. He's got a lot better with his intermediate routes as well. The problem with Stafford is injuries. That's the thing. Is how well is his back? You know, I do like him in the Saints offense, to be honest with you. But I think Jameis Winston is a guy that we can look at too and say, you know what, man, Jameis Winston is a guy we gotta look at and say he can get an opportunity. Or Aaron. It says Stafford. That's Aaron Rodgers next year. But none of this could be a moot point. My real scenario, and I think what happens, the Saints will win the Super Bowl this year. Drew Brees will come back and try to defend the crown next year. Ultimately, it'll be a tough win, but we'll win next year as well. And Drew goes out like John Elway did in the late 90s with 2 Super Bowls. That's 3 in his tenure here. That makes up for all the wrongdoing in the Minnesota Miracle and all this other nonsense. So, I mean, that's my dream scenario for the Who Dat Nation. And the team is built for that because the Emmanuel Sanders is here for this year and next year. Jenkins will be here for this year, next year, and the Saints will be a little bit more sturdier next year. They had another few pieces and a few other young pieces there, and they are built, with that model. The Saints, when they can defend it and go back, but it's all stipulated on whether or not the Saints' rushing attack is added to it as well, because he needs that running attack.
That's so true, Q, because, at the end of last year, the beginning of this season, Sean Payton put us in this predicament because, like you said, what if Drew would decide to retire, no matter how much begging and pleading Sean Payton did? What if he was retired? What if you couldn't have got Tom Brady, even though he wanted to come there? Okay, Bridgewater had left. Taysom Hill contract was up in the air. So, and next year we're going to have to almost go through this again, So we ain't got nobody to blame Sean Payton. It just don't make no sense the way he's messing up that quarterback position, It's just like a little kid that just can't keep his hands to himself, touching this and touching that and fooling with this. No, leave that alone. That ain't your business. Why are you sitting up in Aaron Kamara's contract discussion, Coach? That ain't your business. You ain't on the personnel board and all that, director and all that. Get out of there. You don't need to be in the personnel meeting anyway.
Right.
McAloon. Go out there on the field and do the job they pay you to do, which is be the head coach. It's like Sean Payton just can't get out his own way, Q. It is really getting to be annoying with me. It really is. You coach, stop biting the reporter's head off because he don't realize, Q, he's giving him more ammunition and more gas to come after him every time he had him flubs and blubs out there and losing games calling these stupid plays. What you think?
Yeah, he got to chill out with the fussing at the getting snippet. But I've been telling people that for a while about what's going on with Coach Payton.
Like
I've been saying that for a while that he gets the older he gets, the more honor he gets, and you reporters are going to find it very difficult to get answers out of him unless they milquetoast answers that don't offend him. And my thing is, that don't have to be the case. If you're going to be the coach of the team, just be prepared to answer questions when people ask questions, because the reporters, if they're good reporters, they're going to ask the questions that people want to know. They're going to ask the questions that their readers are asking them. Won't you ask Sean Payton about what he, about why is he not running the ball? Why and they have to try to approach it, I guess, the best way they can without pissing the man off and having their press credentials pulled, or them saying, I don't want that reporter back here, because they'll do that. They do that from time to time. They'll run you off. So that's the fakeness about it too. That's the fakeness about that I don't like, about him doing stuff like that. But that's the reality, is that kind of stuff happens. And when that happens, I just calls them out. I just call them out and say, you fake for that. You fake for that.
If you're having a bad game, Q, you know what I would do if I was the coach? If my offensive line didn't play good, I'd be sitting there at the podium and I'd have my offensive line coach up there. Any question I didn't feel like answering, I'd say, you got it, sir.
That's right. You let him answer.
Somebody else.
Well, I mean, but if he gonna be the man, the big bad wolf, he gotta sit up there and he gotta deal with it. That's the bottom line. Okay. If he gonna be the big bad wolf and he the head coach of the team, he gotta sit up there, Brother Paul. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what it comes down to. If he the man, it's on blame, right. It's on him. It's I'm the dude. I'm this, that. It all ends. It begins with me, and that's what you got to put it on. I mean, that's basically what he's telling you, is that, and that's what, and I agree with that. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I agree with that. I think that's the right mentality to have if you're gonna be the head coach. You can't have it any other way. If you're the man, you're the man.
Once if Dick Moore, you can name them all. Once you get on the bad side of the New Orleans reporters, you're going to stay there for a while. And you need to watch that, because you'll be like Moore running in the audience trying to tear down a sign talking about you need to be fired. You just take it too far, You take it too far. And like him smashing that alarm thing, he may be glad Roger Goodell and suspend him for a month for that. You can't be say a certain thing, Q, when you're the lead bullseye. What you think?
Yeah, you got. I mean, it's ways to motivate. And I wasn't upset with him trashing the room and slap. You gotta. Them guys was in. They had to wake up out of that coma that they was going through, and they had to get. And that was a way to really reach them. And he broke it, and because they were sleepwalking, and when he did that, they were able to wake up everybody. Everybody got woke, and they went out there and played. So sometimes you got to revert to the extremes to get your team to do that to make a point. And last year, I thought we had a little bit too much play involved. We were playing, you heard them playing Smash Brothers and all this kind of old stuff in the background and all that. Right, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like,
Club Saint.
Right, it was too much Club Saint last year. And, you can do that in the regular season, but when the regular season was over with and it was playoffs, I said they need to take that out of there. And I remember saying that. What are they still doing with that in there, man? They got to take that out of there.
What he could do, you could even hardly hear Coma from Mario Brothers.
If it wasn't him, it was Lil Boosie in the background with him playing. So I'm like, yeah, but they was having fun. But when the playoffs came, I thought they should have kind of X'd that out and kind of focus more on the game. That's pretty much what it is.
You got to circle the wagons to get serious, you got to, you got to know how to deal with your player. Jimmy Johnson, he cut you for sleeping in a meeting. He didn't play that kind of stuff.
Right, he was something serious. How Jimmy handled it, but brother Paul, that's what I'm saying about the team. The focus on the team should be moving forward is looking at the Raiders and what could be done about the Los Angeles Raiders insofar as how that pressure needs to be put on to Derek Carr. I mean, and you're looking at guys, you have Trey Hendrickson there, and then you mix in reps with him and Granderson. I love that combination. You're throwing Malcolm Roach in there with everybody, and I would love to see Zack Vaughn thrown in that mix too. I wanted to see if that's on the hit list for Peyton or Dennis Allen, rather, who's in charge of defense, to come out and focus on going after Derek Carr in that way, sending that pressure after him.
Right off the bat. Don't be waiting to the second half. You got to hit that early and fast. Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Right, and then knock him around some, getting pressure. Now the kid has wheels too. He'll take off. We got to know that too. He'll scramble. Yeah. He'll scramble on you too and try to make moves on you and move around on you. So that's the thing we also got to look out for and prepare for.
You better be ready, Q, as a loner.
Yeah, he could take off. He ain't he ain't the fastest dude in the world, but he's still a dude that can kind of sneak out from behind there. Right, he ain't gonna be like Tom Brady, where you got him and he's not mobile. He can't do a damn thing. This guy gonna actually take off and move around on you. He ain't gonna just stick, because when that pressure come, he ain't gonna stay in there totally looking downfield. That pressure come, he gonna tuck that ball and look to see if he can squeeze something out of there. And we're gonna have to, instead of get around, we're gonna have to, that pocket's gonna have to condense upon him where he can't get anywhere, and we got to convert those into sacks.
There too, so if he break out there, that's gonna be trouble.
Yep, Jacobs is another dude that you got to look at too, because Jacobs is a dude that he gonna be the bell cow. They have to get Jacobs going, and not only Jacobs, Josh Jacobs, the running back, former back out of Alabama, but you also have to look out for Jalen Richards, the little scat back that they have, that kick return and all that kind of stuff, punt return. This kid is a weapon. They use him, and he's gonna be a change of pace back as well. So we gotta watch out for him. We gotta watch out for Richards too. I was saying that, and we talking about Ruggs and Jacobs. Those are the big name guys there, but there's the question mark guys you gotta watch out.
They're really gonna be tested this week. I really believe that.
The guy can throw the ball. Listen, Carr can lay it out. He can throw the ball. Ruggs dealing with a knee issue. We don't know. He ain't gonna be 100%. So, but still in all, we got to play him like he'll be 100%, regardless if he's not. If he's 75%, I don't care. You still play him and prepare for him like he's 100%. Also, the other guy you got to watch out for is Darren Waller. They're not talking about Waller. A lot of these people are talking Saints, and you heard what dumbass Ryan Clark said and Marcus Spears what they said, but none of them even mentioned the fact that they didn't get specific and give you details like we hashing out the details. I'm telling you about players that you need to watch out for. It's not, we already know about Ruggs. We already know about Ruggs and we know about Jacobs, but I'm telling y'all, other guys to watch out, not named Ruggs and Jacobs, is Darren Waller. The dude is a guy that really, he's their tight end. and he's a pretty good one. The reason why they're not talking about him a lot is because he had last year was a pretty good year, and they thinking it might be an aberration, and he can't do it this year. But listen, that Waller kid can play. He'll be a safety valve for Derek Carr to get out of trouble. He's gonna look for him.
Yeah.
He's gonna go to Waller. Right.
Sure
So offensively speaking, let's watch out for those guys as well as Josh Jacobs and Ruggs, because if the Saints wrangle those guys, and chances are they could, look out for Richards and also look out for Darren Waller as well. So just throwing it out there.
That's true, Q. But also the Saints offense. I mean, I think the Saints need to throw some new wrinkles in that, Q. I mean, come on now.
What would you recommend, Brother Paul?
You're shocked
Me,
now that you picked the Raiders.
if there were two players I could throw to Sean Payton, and there was a way I could make sure he used him in the game, you know what I would do, Q? I would come out there with Lion, Taysom Hill, and Kamara in the backfield, give the ball to Taysom Hill, and let him do a halfback option.
Right. Okay.
That would catch the Raiders' secondary completely. Because every time Taysom Hill get the ball, they already know he's gonna run the ball. He's gonna run, but let him to the last second and heave that joker down there, the Deontay Harris touchdown. They wouldn't be looking for that Q.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to throw some wrinkles now.
I've been
with Montgomery out there catching the ball some Monday night too. Come on, we gotta throw some new wrinkles at him. What you think?
Yeah, you listen. I'm an advocate for that. I think that's a great idea to have, is to talk about doing that with Taysom Hill. Let him have an opportunity. If you're gonna run the Taysom Hill package, giving him an opportunity to throw the ball. You know what I'm saying, and do stuff like that. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I think that's a damn good idea. That makes his package really unpredictable in my opinion, and that's why I was like, man, we gotta pay attention to that. We gotta be able to start looking at doing that.
If you do it early, you do that, you just have a throw out every time Taysom Hill coming in. We don't know if he's gonna pass, he's gonna run, he's gonna catch it, and we can just put Kamara in the slot next to Harris and Callaway, and send them down there. Send somebody deep, somebody intermediate, somebody short. You can't cover all that, Q.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Payton gonna have to open up his brain, Q. He getting tunnel vision on that field. He got all them plays on that play plaque. He need to use every last one of them, because, like you say, we got to stay on top. One of those good, two of those be even better, because Atlanta, Carolina, Tampa Bay gonna keep fumbling around. They gonna start getting hot and get together a while too. What you think?
Anything possible in the league, and what they got to come down to is the bottom line. The Saints got to prepare for anything. Sooner or later, you never know what's going to happen with Tampa. They could very well pick up and start operating like the people intended them to, but we can't. We got to.
It's gonna be scary, Q.
Well, we got to keep doing what we got to do, Brother Paul. Bottom line, and that's executing. That's all we got to worry about doing. Is we have to execute, and if we're not there offensively, just run the ball, man. You know what I'm saying? Run the ball and do it like that.
It is just to say, you got too many people back there, Q. Put Montgomery and Murray back there. Put Washington at fullback and let Montgomery run the ball. There's just so many different packages you can throw, but it's just like Sean Payton just got a certain amount of plays, and certain plays he like to run, and he seems like he does that game in and game out. But defensive coordinators and defenses are smart to your tricks after a while. What you think?
They do make adjustments. They're pretty crafty in the league, man. That's why you got to keep them guessing. But also, that's like, even if they know you're running the ball and they start lining up, you got to audible out to a pass, and you got to just keep those guys guessing, man. You just got to. You got to keep them guessing.
The three tight ends out there, it's Jerry Cook and Troutman deep in one intermediate. You got, like I said, you got to open it up. You got to live it up. Drew ain't got to throw it 70 yards every play. No.
Right.
He ain't got to do that.
Right,
but
absolutely.
You got to back them up. You got to give Kamara and them room to run the ball. If they stack in the box with 7, 8, 9 guys, it's hard to run the ball with anybody.
You're right, Brother Paul. That's absolutely the case too. I mean, but that's what we got to do. That we got to make sure we represent. We got to handle business, man. We got to take care of business. Bottom line, fam. I mean, that's what it comes down to. We got to take care of business.
Too. I want to see special teams wake up.
Right.
Got to get that good field position. You can't be starting at your own 20 and your own 15. You just can't do that.
That's right. That's field position will be critical.
we got to watch out for them receivers. They're going to be kind of throwing some flags on them.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got the feeling, Q. I just had to say it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Brother Paul, I'm with you on that because I was feeling the same
gonna
thing.
Be crying. He's going to be over there crying.
I got to agree with you.
Every time car get hit, Derek Carr, he's going to be crying. Real.
Right.
Hey, call roughing the pass on Jordan. Get him out of here.
You ain't lying either, man. That's
be crying. Yeah.
We as a team, man, we got to be able to watch that, man.
Oh,
no doubt about it.
Yeah, we got to watch Hockley, so he too, his apple don't fall too. I remember his dad, man. He was flag happy. You sneeze on the sideline, he throw a flag. Good Lord.
Yeah, I'm glad he gone, man. But his blasted son here, and we're gonna see how he gonna operate. We just got to keep out. Like I sounded the alarm on that, Brother Paul. I mean, I
like this old Jerry Barkbright. He put up with Barry Switzer over there cussing one time. He kept cussing at Barkbright. Barkbright said a sportsmanlike conduct from the sideline head coach 15-yard penalty. Barry Switzer shit his mouth then.
Yeah, I remember that.
He said that the rest of the game he was hot, but he got him. He was gonna keep him put there with all that.
That's how you get him. That's how you get him shut up. You know. I like shutting them up on the field. That's my thing. I like shut their tail up on the field. That's what you do. You can't take them out the game, and that's how we're supposed to do it, Brother Paul. That's how we're gonna do it.
Oh yeah, but we just hoping it's gonna be a win for us, Q. Like I said, I'm going Saints 37, Raiders 27. I think the Raiders gonna score some too. You know, I think our secondary really gonna be tested.
Yeah, they're gonna throw that thing. I don't know how healthy this kid is, but they do have they are pretty exciting. I mean, you see the weapons that they have, and no doubt about it, it's gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised that New Orleans was able to, kind of hold them underneath. The defense. I think the defense against the Raiders, man, if we can duplicate a lot of successes that we have against Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers, man, I think we can be fine. And a lot of people, and how could that happen? We just got to wrangle. We got to get the car and make them uncomfortable all game long. Once you do that, then I'm telling you, once you can get his eyes to drop and you knock him around and you sack him, you can frustrate him. You got the game in hand. And I think as a young quarterback, we can be able, with the young team, with the line and the pressure that we did last game against Tampa, we can wrangle this guy. We could probably see, you're going to see some blitzes from the linebackers side of things going to come in there. You're going to see him when that DeMario will pop him, Alex Anzalone, they're going to sneak in there. So like I'm saying, we got some speed around there, man. I'm looking forward to week 2 to see where the Saints can improve upon. You know what I'm saying, Brother Paul?
You know what, Q? I hope both corners, Lattimore, Jenkins, and even Marcus Williams, I hope all of them get at least one pick. That would be so nice.
Yeah, well, that'll be interesting to see them do it because the truth is, if they can, like I said, if they can wrangle Carr, man, that's what it's all about. If they can get the Carr and knock them around and sack them and frustrate them and stop that and frustrate them and get there, a lot of positive stuff can happen right for the team. So we're gonna see how it shake, man.
Once you get like Tom Brady, once you get a quarterback throwing off that back foot and make him rushing himself, even when the pressure ain't coming, but he's thinking and feeling that way, and he's rushing his throw, he gonna overthrow the receiver, like you said. He gonna underthrow it, throw it too low, too wide, too inside, and then when the receivers keep dropping, that frustrates a quarterback and a coach like nothing else. You think?
Right? Absolutely. And that's what I'm counting on. I'm counting on that to happen, man, and I don't see no reason why it shouldn't be able to happen. Their line is decimated with injuries, man. I mean, they got a lot of injuries along that line, and the way the Saints was firing off against Tampa line, man, I accept them. That's not an aberration, man. That's not like they were lucky. They're going to be just as ferocious. They're going to be just as pissed off. They're going to be just as angry, and they're going to come after this team, man. They're going to come after them, and like I said, may the best team win.
That's true, Q. It did us out. I hope for Q. Cross my fingers. Don't do all that blitzes. Get the pressure with your front four.
Listen, he did well last game. He did. I give him credit after the game, and I called it. I said, man, listen, that man did a great job last game. I mean, and we got a lot of people that say Q. He's vanilla. I say he's vanilla, and I was hoping. I said, family, well, I hope that the guy he has a lot of potential on this team. Let's hope that he can do what he needs to do and be a little bit more creative so that this team can better utilize the defensive assets that he has. Granderson and Hendrickson when healthy, are a force. You got Roach there that looked good. Shy Tuttle will be there. Malcolm Brown. And they mixing it. And what I liked about what he was doing was notice how, and this is not like Dennis Allen. This was something totally almost new. And you see why the defense was looking so fresh and coming because he was rotating everybody to keep everybody fresh. You know, the only guy you seen was Cam that spent the majority of the time they leaned on Cam because Cam is Cam. But Granderson was being Henderson and right, and all those guys were being rotated. And I think that was a fantastic thing to keep them fresh. While the Saints say, I anticipate more of that. Why go away from that? Go more onto it, get even more ferocious on it. I love that. That's big. I love that.
Oh yeah, he would drop big Sheldon Rankins off the line and wave him hands up in the air like he just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's in the passing lane, Q. If you can't get the quarterback, bat that ball down. That works. I take that.
I'll take that too. That's absolutely the truth. I will take that because that's what it come down to, man. And I remember, you noticed that's what Cam was doing in the game. Cam got near the coach and he was swiping. You see him swiping at the ball, and that scares the hell out of those guys too, man. You see Big Cam pushing the man into your lap. Oh, you know, and then the guy, he jumping up, swiping at the ball, man. You know, and then yelling at you. So, I mean, like I said, it's going to be interesting.
Keep old Marcus Hunt, Mr. Marcus up in there looking like Les Miller. Keep him right there in the middle every time. Just put him right there. Put them arms up.
Love it. That was a great
block field goals.
That was a great thing that they do because listen, we knew he blocked kicks and punts before, but I didn't anticipate them using them quite in the special teams way where you line them up over the long snapper there or the center there. And then the guy on deep kicks or long kicks, let's say the defenses hold the offense to a long kick. You march Big Marcus Hunt out there. You put him over the top of their center and he snaps the ball. And that kicker has to line that ball a little low to get that length on it. And you got a 6'8" guy who's have his arms in the air. And I mean, we should have like several really blocks there. That was a really smart move. I got to give him credit. I said that the last show, like that was a pretty smart move by the Saints to do that, man.
They need to keep doing that, Q. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
Oh no, keep it doing. Right.
Keep it right there in the middle. Even when you rotate on defense, put it right over that center. So you got to look up to this dude. He already at you while you still trying to get out your stance. You know, Pat Swiller and Ricky Jackson used to beat the tackle on them before they even get out the stance. They was on the quarterback.
Right.
Now, you know that's speed, man.
Right. That's the great part about it, man. It's like I just love what I'm seeing because the special teams, man, is like, and I was like, man, wait till Coach Rizzi gets the special teams where he wants them. And then you see that you're the 6'8" guy using there. And then you see the practice squad players that they're utilizing are actually special teams players that the coaches have a familiarity with that they can utilize if they need to get on the active roster if they need to, that can contribute at the special team side of the thing. So I mean, it's pretty intelligent how the Saints were using the special teams guys. So I'm gonna keep it real, man. I absolutely love it, man. I'm gonna tell you no lie.
It's a great improvement over last year, Q. Guys. Last year's special team was just horrible. I hate to say it, but it was the truth. It was terrible.
Right. You ain't lying.
Some guys I to start off with be at the 15 sometime, man. I'm like, good Lord.
Yeah, you ain't lying, brother Paul. I mean,
what? Good runner. You know, you can put Michael Lewis or Tyrone Hughes back there, Q. But if ain't nobody blocking up there ahead of them, they ain't gonna get too far either. You know?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, like I said, man. I just think it's absolutely awesome, man, to be able to see that go on, man. And I'm just really just happy to see the special teams stepping up. And as far as the special teams, the only thing I would like to see, because Deontay Harris averaged 15 yards per return. I think he had 4 returns last game. He averaged 15 yards per return, which is positive. But if you notice his movements on the punt returns, in the kick returns, he was trying to find a crease, and they couldn't form a crease for him the way that they needed to form a crease for him. And that was a shame, because I would love to have seen him break off a run. But listen, it's coming. And I'm saying about Deontay Harris, I could see 3 of them. The way the special teams are going to be this year is probably going to surprise a lot of people, because The special teams unit, Dan Rizzi, I kept saying that. I was ranting and raving about him last year when they got him from the Dolphins. I said, this dude's a winner. He's going to finally get the special teams together for us, and we're going to really take off. So, I mean, I love that, man. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, you said I just thought of another new wrinkle. Put Taysom Hill and Harris back there on kickoff. Let Taysom Hill get the ball, come downfield, hand it off to Harris, and let him go.
Yep.
You got to have them wrinkles, Q. You got to have them wrinkles.
Yeah, Brother Paul, you called him.
Anybody gonna expect him to hand that off? You know, once they start running, you already in to try to make the tackle. He had the ball like, man, wait a minute, where's the ball at? Did Harris just going up the sideline? You got to throw some wrinkles at him now.
Yeah, you got to. You got to keep them guessing, man. That's what it comes down to. You got to keep them guessing. That's what it's all about. Making them and keeping them guessing and handling business. That's what it comes down to. So I absolutely love it, man. I think, and it's gonna be tremendous, man. I absolutely, like I said, I'm really excited about it, man. I'm really excited because a lot of stuff that we've been preaching about is weird because we've been sitting up here talking about this stuff, and then you see in the next season the team is implementing what you've been talking about. And that's either
the 3 tight end last year, first game. 3 tight end get the ball. I was like, wait a minute, Q was talking about this last year.
So, Brother Paul, I'm thinking to myself, I said, brother,
somebody tell it though,
right, bro. I say, bro, either Brother Paul, it's a coincidence. We got a mold somewhere on the line. It's either one or two things. Either one, it's a coincidence, or two, actually 3 things. One, it's a coincidence. 2, I'm a witch, and or 3. I'm the 3. We know what the hell we talking about.
You know what we talking about.
And I don't have no damn broom or no crystal ball, so I mean I can't be the second one.
I mean, to me it's sad, Q. We just armchair quarterbacks, and you got the coach and the coordinators and the position coach. They around these guys every day, and you can have one reporter can see something today and practice every day. He's a good practice player. Q, I don't care nothing about practice. Go out there on prime time and do the thing. Practice really, to me, hey, it's either here or there. If you know what you're doing, you don't need all that practice. Don't get me wrong, it's good. You trying to improve. But, Barr used to burn me up with that dick too. He's a good practice player. They get him out there on the field. He could do that penalties, do stupid stuff. I don't listen. Go out there and show me on the field from doing prime time when the game counts. I don't care about all that practice. What you think?
You almost sound like Allen Iverson there, Brother Paul, for a second. We got a lot of practice squad all-stars, but you're absolutely right. It's got to bring over to the field, man. It's all for nothing if you're not translating to the field.
If you like Marcus Williams and PJ Williams, if your technique wrong, you can't practice bad too, Q. What you think?
Yes, sir. You doing it all for nothing. I mean, if you ain't doing it the right way, man, and that's definitely a right and a wrong way to do something. And I think Keith Sweat said that a long time ago. But listen, the only thing I can say, bottom line, is if you're dealing with a championship team, we know everything we supposed to. We have all the talent in the world. This is the most, if I go back in recent memory, this team is the most talented team on paper. And you talk about coaching staffs, even though
the Super Bowl year,
man, I tell you, it's the coaches is awesome. And if Dennis Allen can keep, evolving his play calling and utilizing the Saints in that way where they're keeping those linemen fresh and they're coming at you in waves, I love that. I absolutely love that. The defense is faster. That was translated. As you can see, you have faster personnel on the defense. The Saints are younger, ferocious, and faster. That's the bottom line. And they're at the defensive line. They're there. The linebacking core is the fastest that I've seen in a long time. The cornerbacks, Marshawn Lattimore, is laying claim to wanting to be the greatest, one of the greats. He's doing that. He has Janoris Jenkins, who's really solid and good, teaching him the ropes. Malcolm Jenkins is intelligent. He played well. Marcus Williams had a pick early, and he's not showing his regular tendency. So, like I'm saying, the defense overall as a unit went up. It wasn't just single player play here. It was the defense going up, getting interceptions, pick sixes in the first game, helping out the offenses. The special teams, kick returning, pinning the team back inside of the 20, making long drives. If the Saints special teams, the defense continue to do that against the Las Vegas Raiders, pinning them back inside of the 20, Thomas Morstead was the special teams player of the week last week. 6 punts, 5 inside of the 20-yard line, pinning Tom Brady inside of his 20, 5 out of the 6 times. So, I mean, it's amazing, man. So we got the special teams. We got all that other stuff going on. We absolutely fantastic. Hold on there, Brother Paul. We got another.
All right.
I'm up here running off about how great the Saints is, man. I'm just really happy about what I was seeing, man. I'm going to keep it real, bro. All right, fam. Thank you for being on the line, family. Who chiming in?
It's Irvin, man. How you doing, brother?
Irvin. What's up, Irvin? Irvin Alexander?
Yep, the one and only.
All right. Good to hear from you, my brother. Good to hear from you. Just give me a second, my brother. I'm going to give Brother Paul the last word on it, then I'm going to bring you in.
No problem.
All right, Brother Paul. Thank you. All right, Brother Paul. Go ahead, my friend. I'm going to give you the last word before we shift gears.
But I got to go. I got to go Vince Lombardi right quick. He said, you know what? He said, winning is a habit. He said, but also, unfortunately, so is losing.
So is losing. That's right.
Ain't no place for first place. You got to have a killer instinct if you really want to be a winner. Yeah.
Right.
You got to develop that, have that mind frame. You know, and that's just the way it is. You know, like Wade Boy said this time, you know, players to play, players to win. And you got to win when it's prime time and you have them big games. And to me, Q, this is another big game. You like the Tampa Bay game. And I'm glad we're getting them early, you know.
Right.
So we can do that and just keep rocking and rolling, man. And we're gonna see where we're gonna be at the end.
You're absolutely right, bro. That's what it comes down to. And I'm excited, man. We've been talking about this for some time, and we finally are here, man. And I'm just really happy, man, because I like what I'm seeing from the Saints defense and the special teams. And only thing I'm waiting to see if we could just keep the ball going with Sean Payton running the ball, even though I don't like the fact what he said about what he said about, it's hard to run more than one running back in the offense. I didn't like those comments after giving Latavius Murray the carries. I hope we don't revert back to the old way of doing things. We need to add the running game to help our advanced quarterback. 41, still in all 41 years old, and for all the time is undefeated. So we definitely have to realize that we got to help him win and not just put all of it on his shoulders. We got to keep winning like a team, like we did last week. So I thank you, Brother Paul. Appreciate you for chiming in, my brother.
All right, who that?
Much love to you, my brother. Who that to you?
All right now.
Peace. All right, that's Uncle Paul, the great historian, chiming in here. Brother Irvin, are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
All right. Thank you for being patient, my friend. What's on your Saint brain today, my friend?
Not much, man. I was calling to talk about, like you said, about Sean Payton saying he don't like to try to get more running backs involved, which I think isn't true. Let me take you back to the Buffalo Bills game of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that one?
Yep.
We put up 300 yards rushing.
Yep.
I think Ingram had 3 touchdowns. Breeze even had a touchdown.
Love that game.
Trey Edmonds had a touchdown, and Kamara had. We had 5 rushing touchdowns.
Yep. We
put up over 300 yards of rushing, but since we was kneeling the ball down, they had to subtract the yards from us, and we wound up with like 298 or something.
Let me ask you something, Irvin. Hold on, Irvin. Hold on. I want you to finish that. Let me ask you this. You got the statistics. How many carries? Did they have like 44 carries that game, if my memory there?
I think Ingram had like 20, close like 21. Kamara had 13, Edmonds had 9, Breeze had 4. I think even Zach Vaughn at the time got it. We had close to 40 or over 40 carries.
Okay, there it is. That's what it was.
Breeze threw for like 185. He didn't even go over 200 yards throwing the ball, and we blew him out 47-10 or something like that. It was a blowout.
Right. But how does he get amnesia all of a sudden, Irvin?
I had the stats earlier. I'll have them with you now.
But I thank you for saying that. But how did and you document that? That was Coach Payton operating on the team, right? He wasn't sick that day, right?
It was Coach Payton, the same coach we got today. The only thing changed between that game, we got a different guard and McCoy, and we had Unger, which I think is McCoy is better. And I think Ruiz is better than Wolford, so I don't think our team is that different than it was then. We could put up 200 yards rushing if Payton stuck with it. I think we got the game plan, especially with all the talent we got today, and the fact that you're going to get the ball back with this defense. We're going to create turnovers. We're going to have 3 and outs. Our special team is going to put teams, at their goal line inside the 20. So we're going to have opportunities to run the ball, and Payton he's just to the point he's just choosing not to. I mean, he might as well just come out and say, I do not want to, instead of saying he has a problem like it's something hindering him. He just doesn't want to.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I mean, that kind of took me for a loop when I heard that this morning. I mean, when the show started this afternoon, I heard that. I said, "What did I just hear him say?" He said it's hard to run the ball with more than one back. And then, of course, one of the family members in the chat, I don't know if that was you or not, Urban. One of the family members said, "Hey, he ran Kamara and Ingram, and they turned out to be the best tandem backs in NFL history." So all of a sudden, it's hard to run with more than one back. All of a sudden, you know what's you know, I don't understand that part of it, but that's just how I am, bro. Like I asked Quay, I was like, hold on here, that ain't sound right there. And maybe was he trying to prepare you for saying, well, we gonna go back to doing the one style? You see what I'm saying? Is that what's going on, Irvin?
What he was doing, he was softening us for 35 passes on Monday night and probably 20 runs. That's what he was doing. He was just trying to prepare us for what he wanted to do, I think. And with sometimes Sean Payton outthink himself. He's going to go into the game and he's probably going to be like, they think I'm not going to throw the ball because Thomas not playing. Let me show him. He has that type of attitude, like they still think we can't pass. Like y'all think it was just Thomas and not my play calling that was getting them open 100 times, and he's just going to try to throw the ball just to show how good of coach he can be without Thomas in the game, which is just unnecessary. We just want to walk away with the dubs. Nobody care about Eagles right now, man. We got one thing on the mind, and that's winning the Super Bowl. All Eagles, out the window. We're trying to win the bowl. It's about time. I know people looking at it. We got one in our lifetime. Unlike Atlanta, they haven't had any at all.
Right.
But that's a different story. And one thing else I want to hit you on the Breeze arm issue.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, rewatching the game, it's like I don't know if Breeze can throw it 50 yards or not. I want to believe he do, just looking at the Jared Cook throw. But there's a handful of plays I don't know if he has the trust or he's just choosing not to. There was a play early in the game where Tre'Quan Smith, he kind of ran the same post-corner route that Godwin ran on DJ Swerner, and Tom Brady dropped the ball right in the bucket. It's not a deep throw like 40 yards. That route was breaking open, and Breeze just choose not to throw it. And like I said, I don't know if he's not trusting himself, but some deep passes are there, and he's just not throwing it. Like I said, I don't want to say he can't because the Jared Cook throw was great. And like you say, we don't need 12 of those throws a game. We just need 4 or 5.
Right.
There's 4 or 5. We just need something to back the defense off, and we can go back to our normal underneath offense. But when they start pressing up, we got to hit them over the top. I want to say when Taysom came in the game, he had the deep throw too, and he chose not to throw it. It seemed like our quarterbacks are just not even giving our receivers the chance. Just like the throw to Emmanuel Sanders that got the flag. I mean, some of those deep throws one-on-one, we might get the benefit of the call, but we got to throw the ball.
Right.
We just got to get the ball out there.
Right. Well, I mean, like they were saying in the game, there were opportunities. A lot of them, they just plumb missed them. Just keep it real with you. They just missed opportunities. You did see Taysom throw the deep ball, Elvin Kamara. Now, had Elvin, he went inside to, maybe
he should have took it outside.
That's right.
Touchdown.
If he'd have took it outside, he would have had the one-on-one matchup with the DB, and he could have beat him and the other guy would have had to come all the way across the field to get him. He wouldn't have been able to. Right. So that's why I was like, man, he had it. You took it out. But anyway, I just think that they missed a lot of opportunities on the field. That because the offense wasn't truly in sync with itself, and that's what I was saying. The running attack, you should see a better representation against the Las Vegas Raiders, especially the secondary. I think the Trayvon Mullins, he's a pretty decent. These are young, potentially good. Could be cornerbacks, but they're young. You could test that secondary. Eric Harris.
Yeah, they kind of got a young secondary. Harris, was he on the train?
He was on.
Practice
That's
squad
right. He was with the Saints.
Ago?
Right. And Harris the issue with we know Harris is his issues with him was he would take poorish angles at time, and he didn't have the best speed in the world. But he'll hit. He can hit. He's a smart player that can hit, and he worked his way up. But the guy on a secondary that I would be really concerned about is Abram. Jonathan Abram. Right. He's a really talented. He's still young back there, but he's a talented defensive back. So, but like I said, you're gonna get opportunities to test that Las Vegas secondary.
Oh, and
No
they
doubt
also
about
got
it.
somebody we should know well from the Rams. So is it Joyner, I think is his name?
Oh, LaMarcus Joyner? Yeah.
Joyner, yeah. We done murdered him 100 times. So
right, yeah,
that
Joyner.
he shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, he will be playing too. He's gonna be playing in that matchup. Yeah, you're right, bro. But absolutely, man. That's what I was saying, man. You look at the Saints will have opportunities to throw the ball down the field against the secondary of the Raiders. So no doubt about it. We're gonna get an opportunity to test it. But we also have the ability, even though the strength of the defense, I believe, is the defensive line up front. When you got big Jonathan Hankins and that other Malik Collins. What's his name? I think Collins is his name, I want to say. But he's up front there. So you have that guy. You have those two interior big linemen. And then you got Crosby on the edge, another guy on the edge. So I think the strength is there.
Like
Littleton
Crosby.
is good too.
He's nice.
Right. Crosby's okay. And then, like I said, we'll be able to test that defensive line. And of course, Corey Littleton is roaming around there. You might see Raekwon McMillan there. So, I mean, it's interesting to see. They have a lot of young pieces there. Interesting. They're not together all the way. But that's why I say to beat this team, let's operate the same way we did last week when we used special teams, defense, and offense, a complete total effort to do this thing. That's what I'm talking about.
And I don't think we as fans, I don't think we're given, I mean, you might hear more than me, but I'm not even in the city now, so I don't think I hear enough about Deontay Harris. Our offense is not realizing the field position game that this guy is just putting up. I mean, we're almost getting the ball on the other side of the 50 after every punt. It's unbelievable. Unless you're kicking it in the end zone, because if you're kicking it right to him, he's getting 15 to 20 yards a pop. So, I mean, I don't think he gets nearly enough credit. And one of the things with Sean Payton running game, like last week, all those sweet tosses to the outside, I've seen a lot of Jared Cook. I love him as a receiver, but there was a handful of times he could have been a better blocker, and he was just he can get a little lackadaisical on his blocking ability, especially when it's time trying to turn that inside. He misses more than he should. Just put it like that.
Yeah. No, you're right, bro, and I've noticed that too. In the back of my mind, I've seen Jared Cook he's a little too, laid back in these games, man.
Right.
And it's where's the aggressive Jared Allen that I used to see with the Raiders and with the Packers. The guy that was pulling his leg, trying to jerk himself free from a tackler, as opposed to the guy grab him and he kind of lays down. Where's that? I mean, it almost Jared sometimes looked like he ready to get up out of here. I wouldn't be surprised if he retire after this year. But yeah, he is a lot. He's really relaxed out there, and that could be a good and bad thing. Really relaxed out there. But absolutely, when you talk about Jared, he needs to definitely do better. But that's the rest of the blockers, period, on the offensive line. This next, they need to step up. So I'm really interested to see what the Saints they'll have their full starters on offensive line available.
That's
so I want to see
a difference too.
Yeah. Would you? Let me ask you this. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was saying, is McCoy, is he coming to play guard or center Monday? I wasn't sure.
He's center.
Is he starting center? So he's going to be center. No, not McCoy. I'm sorry, Ruiz.
Ruiz is guarding. He's going to be a guard.
All right, so he's going to be guard.
Right.
So I guess we probably have to wait another season to see him at center, because I know that was their plan when they drafted him, but seemed like since COVID and everything, he don't have enough time on task to probably take over that center position this season.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. They had a report I covered at the early onset of the show after the Peyton interview that talked a little bit about that. It made fact that Sean Payton intends to still rotate those guys. I don't know, in terms of that's at practice or if that's gameplay. That's left up to still be another question asking to get specific, because he can rotate them in practice to see what they got, but he intends to do that. And he said 3 guys, McCoy, Ruiz, and Easton, he's going to continue to work them around and rotate them in practice. So Ruiz is still going to get work as a center in there, which I don't know if that's the right way to handle that. I would kind of, now that the season started, I would just leave them alone, because once we get going with the running and all that kind of stuff, we don't want
cohesion going later on into the season.
Right. Once it's too late for that, Peyton. It's too late for
Right.
that. Once he
Right.
lost out in the preseason or whatever you want to call that, when we went through the training camp, whatever that was, and he didn't make it, then you might as well let him stay at guard for this entire season.
Right.
Let him play at
Right.
guard, but don't be messing with the rhythm of McCoy and Drew
Exactly.
Brees during the season. We don't need them snapping the ball and then in the fumbles and all that.
Right.
We don't need that. Leave
Right.
it alone now.
Just unnecessary. And I love McCoy. I thought he had a good game. I like the fact he blocks downfield. He don't give up on the block. He's always pushing the crowd. So if Ruiz can come in and hold down that right guard position, I'm good with it, man.
Mhm.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, me too.
But
Me
yeah.
too. It's not my ideal scenario, Irvin. I ain't gonna tell you no different. My ideal scenario was
Right.
Ruiz was at center from the get go. I'm just saying, as soon as he got down, he got an opportunity to play. Man, put him in the
Right.
center, move McCoy to right guard, and if he had got hurt there, then I moved McCoy
Then,
back
yeah,
because McCoy
back.
already knew how to play the position. Him and Drew already
Right.
had the camaraderie over a full season. So I would have done it that way. But it still ended up happening no matter how you would have flip-flopped it. Ruiz will probably more than likely end up at the guard situation. I would not tamper with them right now. Leave them the hell alone once they set in the regular season because you are messing with a lot. When you got the rookie offensive lineman in the game and then he's trying to snap the ball with Drew and they don't have that right and that causes turnovers, that could be problematic. We don't need any of that. Now that they set, let's just work with what we got and then coming into next year, then we'll worry about that on the back end. So, I mean, unless injuries occur, then you might have to make a move or something
Flip-flop
like that.
around, yeah.
Right, then you have leverage.
Only if necessary.
Only if
You got all
necessary.
these, only if necessary. You got all these healthy guards, and you flip-flopping for no reason now. We're in the midst of the season now.
Correct.
Let's keep it going. But I got one more thing I wanted to say. Man, I'm done with Patrick Robinson. Every time he comes in a game, he comes in the game for 2 plays. Janoris Jenkins, I don't know what happened. Did he have cramps or something? Boom, right over his head. Same thing in the Minnesota game, I think.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, yeah. He came in for Janoris also too.
Yeah.
And he got beat. And then, like I said, the same thing in the Minnesota game. He came in for Marshawn on Thielen. Next play, they went over the top, and it was at the 2-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, I don't know, man. He hasn't made a play, and this is 3rd season with the team now.
Mm-hmm.
This is
third season.
2018, yeah. And I can't recall a play he done made in 3 seasons. I know 18 he broke his ankle, and last year it just seemed like when he got in the game, was it him and Eli, he was just getting picked on. He made 1 play in that Tennessee game, and that's all I can say over 3 seasons and all the money we didn't give him. I think it's time to move on. I would rather have PJ Williams active and him on an inactive list.
Well, the thing that's interesting about that is the fact that the Saints, they believe in him. They brought him in. He took a pay cut to remain here.
Yeah, he kind of restructured. Yeah,
right. He took the restructure. He did well. They reduced his money pretty much what it is and made it what it was supposed to be. So yeah, when they removed him off of there, bro, I think that was a good move to do for him and them because the reality is this team is going to make some noise. He wanted to be a part of it. But the bottom line is, man, he is an issue. And I'm just, I wasn't really, I'm going to keep it real. I wasn't really comfortable with having him. I'm not going to tell you no difference. I wasn't really happy about having Patrick Robinson here. He was supposed to be the nickel guy and he couldn't even do that. But then he was dealing with injuries too. A lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Last year he was hurt several times. This year in camp, they saying he look a lot better. But the camp stuff is harder to kind of look at and say, well, he looked good in camp,
right.
Whatever, but I don't know about him. And there was really nobody behind him, to be honest with you. Well, he get PJ Williams back. So if you don't like Patrick Robinson, all right, well, there's PJ Williams, so
Yeah, I know it's like we can't win for losing, but
yeah.
I mean, I just think Williams bring a little more. He's kind of better in run support. Williams, which most people think Williams should just turn to safety. But I don't know. I've seen these plays, and I know Williams was getting killed in 2018 when Calvin Ridley pretty much burned everybody they put on him. But I think Williams have gotten a little better. He's great in run support. And I mean, C.J. Gardner-Johnson then kind of locked up the nickel. You really can't take him off the field. He make plays. He make tackles behind the line of scrimmage. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't see Patrick Robinson unless he's playing special teams, I don't see its purpose. But you're right, we don't have really no one behind him, and so I'm more worried about any injury, especially long-term injury to Jenkins, Marshawn. What will we be? 'Cause now we got Patrick Robinson as a start. I mean, I'm knocking on wood out here, but he's not a worthy backup to me. I felt like they had some guys out there that we could have got for a little bit of nothing that I think would have been better. I think it was better if the Saints would have went into this off season. Maybe they wanted to keep him because of COVID, and you didn't have guys working out. You wouldn't have known what type of shape they're coming in, so you just it's better to stick with what you have this season. So I don't know, but there were some better DBs out there that I thought would have been a better backup to Marshawn and Janoris Jenkins and Patrick Robinson.
Quite a few of them, and it's still, and truth be told, there's still guys out there right now that you can actually bring in that can kind of help as well. So like I'm saying, man, it's interesting, and the only other defensive backs the Saints have are undrafted guys. I mean, behind them you have Justin Hardy's there, and really that's it. He's usually you don't really want to see Justin Hardy out there. Trust me, you don't want to see that.
No,
so,
we've seen him a few times. Nah.
Right.
Then you got to go. Did they put a boy on the practice squad? What's his? Is it Washington or Smith? The DB, he was making a lot of plays and
he's still on
training camp.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, so he's on a practice.
Keep
squad,
Washington.
So.
Keep Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
He's there. Yeah, that's a good call because Washington, man, is special. And I often said he should be on the active roster right now. But if something were to occur with PJ or Patrick Robinson, then you more than likely would see keep Washington on the right. And I like this kid. He was, most of the practices he was able to pick off the ball and get an interception. Mm-hmm. So I mean, he done a lot of positive things, man. To be honest with you, being there and. I got to give them a lot of credit, man. I'm just hoping to see some of these young guys get an opportunity to show what they can do.
Right. Because you kind of know what you know what you got in, Patrick Robinson been in the league, 10 seasons now, 10, 11 years?
Something like that, yeah.
You know what
so.
you're getting from them. Give some of these young cats, Keith Washington, give some of these young cats the opportunity. I'm glad he's on the practice squad.
Right.
And I like this new rule, too. I kind of hate that you only can call them up. Only two. I think what they said is only 2 games out the season. Mm-hmm. You can bring them up, so they're gonna have to miss and match when they need to bring them up and keep some down. But I hope some of these new rules stay. I like that. I like that 55-man roster, bringing 2 guys up from the practice squad. Mm-hmm. I like that 3-week IR instead of what was it like? It used to be 8 weeks. It's like that's just way too long. So man, I hope some of these new rules they implemented for the season. I hope they, keep it, man, because I think they're helping a lot of teams. Because, I mean, NFL, it's a physical sport. You need bodies. You need all the help to get in. And what the talent the Saints got, top to bottom, some of these guys on our practice squads will probably be on some other team's active roster. So I think it's a good call.
Right. Well, I mean, I agree with you, bro. I think it is. And let's see how they flip and use it, man, because you can't. They've added some guys that wasn't in training camp. There are several guys they've added recently. They got rid of Coma Hall for this other guy that the special teams assistant coach Phil Galliano is familiar with. So I mean, in the end, they've done a pretty decent job of adding players when they need it. I just wanted them to be able to add someone to the active roster that can actually help out the active roster, and not just so much a practice squad, maybe a veteran at the defensive end position. But we'll see what happens. Perhaps we'd be an opportunity to see Zack Vaughn rush the passer in the Raiders contest. So I'm looking forward to see them unleash him, because I don't see them just using him in the special teams capacity. I see eventually he getting an opportunity to play in that role on the defense to help them out. So, man, I'm looking forward to watching a lot of players play. Bourne, Cesar Ruiz, Zack Vaughn, Traquan Smith, Trey Hendrickson. I want Malcolm Roach, Granderson. I want to see these guys again to see if they can keep that pressure up and have that terrific outcome.
I mean, you just named all of those guys you named is young. And moving forward with the salary cap, we're going to need these young players. Not just about, I know we want to win the bowl this year, but we also got to look in the future. Those
Correct.
guys under cheap contracts, you can sign them, keep them. Young guys that we're going to need. And I don't know, Q, if you think Trey Hendrickson have another big game, like a 2-sack game against Derek Carr, are you worried about Davenport getting that starting spot? I mean, Henderson, he looked like an NFL starting DN in the game against Buffalo. I know that tackle they have is a turnstile, but he still, he made the plays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Well,
can't knock it against him.
No, I mean Urban. He looked terrific in that first game. But the thing about that's the life story of Trey Hendrickson. He's a I would call him a carrot on the stick. That's what he does. He teases you with his potential. But this is the year. Does he finally realize the potential that so many people said he had? Does he really get there?
That's what I'm saying, man.
And no, I don't think if he keep balling like what he does, that pushes Marcus Davenport out of the way. Absolutely not. I think Marcus Davenport will still come in there. It's just that Trey Hendrickson to get more of his reps, and they'll incrementally move him in there like they're supposed to.
Right.
So I mean that helps, and I think that makes both of them better because I don't think they should put all that pressure on Davenport. I was saying that before because he has to be able to get healthier. And then once he gets healthier, you'll see him explode. And you're gonna see him have 2 and 3 sack games. You're gonna see big stuff from big stuff from Davenport once he gets well. But it's a question mark about people are watching and saying after this game, Q, is he gonna be ready for Green Bay? Q, it's a short week. We'll see. Right. It's a short week now, so we have to. And if he misses this game, questions have to be asked about what's really going on with Davenport. Which is like I've been saying, it just flashback. A lot of people don't want to go back in their Saints brain of recent memory and hear the name Jadeveon Clowney. The reason why the Saints were hell bent for going to get Jadeveon Clowney is perhaps, and I kept saying people
didn't about Davenport.
That might include him being out for multiple weeks. That's why they was running hard after Clowney like that. And I said, man, listen, why are they doing that? Because Sean Payton's stubborn. He's not going to make those type of decisions that quick unless something's going on. Well, they didn't tell you that. He started with an elbow. Now he's out again. If the third week is he out an elbow, something's going on. And of course, none of the reporters have seen Davenport because they would ask them the question. We don't know if his arm, is he wearing a sling? Is his arm in a sling? Could it be a busted elbow, a chipped bone, something, we thinking it's a bruised elbow, but what if we don't know. So all we have to do is just wait and time shall reveal everything. Time going to eventually tell the truth like it always does, and it will reveal all of our answers. We just have to be patient and wait.
Right. Well, I appreciate talking to you, man. Brighten up the day. I'm glad you do what you do. One thing, Q, what I like about you and the family, you keep it real, man. You tell the truth. You ain't on here. There's some other same families with some podcasts, but I'm not gonna lie, a handful of them cats out there that there's some kiss ass, man. They're saying all the good stuff. I don't know if they're trying to get on the Saints payroll or not, but they're not. They're somewhat afraid to. I mean, you had, like I said, I'm not about to name nobody, but we had cats last season. I'm up here just looking for any Saint coverage I have, so I'm watching everything. But you got cats that when you talk about what we can do to win and how we'll lose. We had cats talking about the Minnesota game like it was no way we can lose. Like it was like the Saints was an NFL team going up against a Pee Wee League team. And Minnesota been having our number. Their defense been straight. It's like they just ignored the fact that Minnesota was a real football team, and we turn around and get our butt whips and they got nothing to say. And I like to listen to someone that's going to tell you the truth. That's not just about everything is good. The Saints, we sound like little kids. The Saints can't lose to nobody. Drew Brees is the greatest. Like our team got no problem. You know what I'm saying? it's just like I don't want to hear that because it's just you sound like my daughter back in the day. She's in tears when the Saints would lose. Like, man, we grown men. We past that. We know what's good and not good. We're not playing football, but we can see with our own 2 eyes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not blind. So, man, I appreciate you and the family for telling it like it is, man. And y'all be good. You have a good one. Be safe, too, man.
Thank you, Irvin. Appreciate you, man, for the compliment. And who that to your brother. Much love to you and the family.
All right, you too, man. Later.
Who that? All right, that's Brother Irvin Alexander. We appreciate Brother Irvin for chiming in there. And that puts me, that was the final call of the day as I turn the phone lines off. Family, listen, that was terrific. I thank all the great Saint Think Tank family members for chiming in. Big ups to the family, man. And, you know, like I said, man, and I appreciate Brother Irvin for spotting it, but we got to we cover everything, man. We talk about it, we break it down, and really, you know, we break the game down. And my mentality is so much to talk about, like when you win or lose. And usually Wednesday is the day of the week when I start turning the conversation to the next team. You know, I don't jump on the next team Monday. I don't do that, because I'm still breaking down the pluses and the minuses of Monday and Tuesday. And then when Wednesday rolls around, I say, okay, now that we did that, let's turn the page, start focusing the rest of the week on this other team here and the injury reports and what the coaches are saying. Because I pay attention to the coaches to make sure that here, if they're lining up with football, and we know what good football is supposed to be. It's not rocket science in our opinion, you know. We tune in on that. Thank you, Tack. Who that to you, Tack Robinson? Thank you for that, family. See, who that from Las Vegas? All right, Tack. Thank you for your super chat, my friend. Appreciate it. And who that to you, Tack Robinson? Thank you. And also thank you to brother brother. Hold on here, brother Wayne Bradley. You know, brother Wayne Bradley. Who that to you, brother? Thank you for your Cash App. Brother Bradley sent the Cash App. Thank you for your Cash App, my friend. Appreciate your family. Thank you for that. And who that to the rest of the Black and Gold family members in the building as well. Big ups to y'all. Anthony Connerly, I see your family. The Truth Hurts, who that to you as well. Big ups to you. Good to see you in the chat. Collinator, good to see you in the chat. Kai the Great, who that to you. Let's see. Who that for life, who that to you. Who that Nation for life, who that to you. Benjamin Smith, who that to you. PJ Jew, who that to you. Christian, who that to you. Good to see the rest of the fat VB Saints lady. What up, baby? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream tonight. Who that to you as well. And all the rest of the great family members chiming in. Kelvin Washington from Phoenix, Arizona. My boy Kelvin in the building. Big ups to you as well. And who that to the rest of the great Saint Think Tank. Michael Smith, Finis Williams, who that to you. And all the rest of the family members chiming in on this edition of the live stream. Stingman 2000, who that for you? T Dirty. What up, T Dirty? Adrian in the building as well. Donovan Grayson. Randy Major, big ups to the family time. And Tack Robinson, thank you for your super chat, family. Much love to you. Zach, who that to you as well. All right. Let's see who else we got. Travis 504, big ups to you as well, family. Good to see you in the chat. Brother Marvin Norman, who that to you. Good to see you in the chat as well. And who that to the rest of the family members chiming in. Young City and everybody else. So, and also Ferg 318, I see your family. Big ups to you as well. Thank you, Crass, for putting those links in the chat as well, my brother. And please feel free, family, to hit the like button as well. John Thompson, I see your family. Who that to you? All right. And big ups to Cedric, Brother Paul and Irvin Alexander on the calls tonight. Who that to you? Like I said, I would go, a little longer with you. Larry Williams, who that to you? Good to see you, Larry. Who that? Verlin. Who that to my dog, Verlin? Who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat. Big ups. All right, as usual, but, it's Saturday Night Funk, man. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get funky, man. I'm just going to have to keep it real. It's Saturday Night Funk rolling around, and that's what it's about on Saturday night. All right, but anyway, thank the family members for tuning in on this one. Please hit the like button to help out the live stream. Much love to you and Yearns. Please hit the like button. Over 70 people in the chat, 55 likes. Hit it, please. Also, share the link in your social media. It helps out the show. Also, for those who want to help out the platform, you can feel free to go to our merch stores. 2 links in the description section below. You get all kind of gear. Hundreds of dozens of products are available in the pro shops. Go check them out for yourself. All kind of stuff, like the hat I'm wearing, the Drew Brees hat, and camouflage pro apparel is available. And of course, all our hats come with embroidered hats. These are embroidered. This ain't paint stamped. This stuff is here for the long haul. And you can get them in all kind of colors, hats in all kind of colors. The bucket hats, we got all that available at the pro shops as well. Not to mention shirts like the shirts that you see and shirts that I'm wearing, like a little referee you suck shirt. And I got the Super Bowl checklist shirt on, which is one of the classics that I rock. Is also available on the pro shop as well. And I'm gonna show it to the family members that probably didn't see it. DeWine, what's up, DeWine? Who that to your family? I see you. All right, and let me move to the next one here. All right, and also for Pro Radio, this is for the family members that like to listen on the go. You can listen to all the shows in the audio formats on Pro Radio. That's Pro Radio. Spreaker.com/the Sports Coma. The link is in the description section below for Pro Radio. You can sign up for it and listen to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, the Pelican Post Game Report, Ring Kings Boxing World, and Tough Tiger Talk. All that's available on Pro Radio. Let me tell you what, we do more than the Sports Coma. We are an actual network, so Pro Radio's in the building. And also let the family members know if you like the live stream and you want to help out, please feel free to join our Patreon. Patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. Patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. You can donate $1 or $5, whatever's in your heart to help the platform out. Become a patron of the show or become a YouTube member. It's all on you. Whatever help you give, it'll be well received as we continue to build and move forward and continue to build one of the biggest Saints platforms in the business. We real about it, man. We're here every day, and plus we cover the team. We open the lines up. We serious about Saints Talk 24/7, Saints Hub channel in full effect, and many other things that'll be coming online real soon as well. So I'd like to thank all you guys, all of our current supporters. And if you want to join the great Saint Think Tank supporters like the Patreon champions and YouTube members, feel free to go to that link in the description section as well. Big ups to our sponsor. That's right. Our sponsor is GetLifeMask.com, local company that has masks, whether the Pelicans, LSU, or the Saints, or any of these your favorite team. These masks are pretty durable. They come with the adjustable straps on the side that can be used for men, women, or children. Well, of course, for, adults or children, I should say. And inside of the mask is very unique because inside of the mask, behind the nose clip, there's a filter that you can slide in. It's the PM 2.5 filter. It lasts 3 months and it filters. It really works. Really works pretty well. You slide it in behind the nose clip. It lasts for 3 months. It actually filters the air. If you want to try one, go to GetLifeMask.com and get 10% off your purchase with the code TheSportsComa. Our sponsor, I told him, you want to give something to the family members, you're going to give me a discount to give to them because they deserve it. Also, like I like to say, thank all the beautiful Black and Gold family members for chiming in with this edition of the Sports Coma. This is our final Saturday Saints Talk family, just to let the family members know. I thought it was fitting to have one to cover some of the news of the day because the Saints didn't play until Monday night, so it'd have been 2 days that we would have went without seeing it. So I thought it was fitting to drop in a 2.5-hour stream with the family members. So I appreciate all y'all for y'all support and chiming in for today's show. It was excellent. Once again, thank you as well for the cash apps and all the family members in the super chats. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Please hit the like button. Please share the show links on your social media feeds, and we'll see you Sunday, well, actually, Monday. We'll see you Monday, 2 hours before the game for TSC virtual tailgate. So I see a lot of the Raider Nations in the building as well, and this will be fun to see all of the Reno Raider and all the rest of the Raider Nation family members that's in the chat. I would like to see y'all. I invite y'all to come back after the game. I invite y'all to come back after the game. I want all y'all talking Raider stuff right now. As big and bold as you are on this chat, I'm going to be looking for y'all after the Saints game on Monday night. Don't you dare run away. You better be here just like you are here now. I'm going to be looking forward to you guys on Sunday. So we'll see you guys Monday. I'm sorry, not Sunday, but Monday night, 2 hours before the game, and then immediately after the game for the post game. So much love to the rest of the family members. Who that to y'all? Peace, and we'll see you later.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons. We won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or Fly. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is Saints Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma.